WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Todd.
Sometimes fraud gives you movement. It sounded like it moved.
Hahn.
You heard a squish?
And Rosenberg.
Shake gently to assure complete activation. Hello.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, it's 3:01 in the big city. It's Don, it's Hahn, it's Rosenberg, it's Monday. And a lot of times we would be off celebrating the old Christmas holiday, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that when we've got an NFL Monday to talk. I mean, we need to reevaluate this next year if these teams are going to continue to play the way they're playing. Because when we agreed to work, which, again, is not a problem. This is not work. This is the toy store, man. This is
I wanted to talk to you today anyway, Donnie.
Oh, no, absolutely. We could have done this offline. But my dad worked. We don't work. This is the toy store. This is fun.
Right.
But, when we agreed to do it, it's like, well, wait a minute. It's week 16, the conclusion of week 16. There could be some big games in the NFL. There's plenty of big games in the NFL, tons of them. None of them have anything to do with the Jets or Giants as they continue to just fall into the abyss. Jets with still 3 wins, the Giants with 2. Tell you, that's going to be a hell of a game next week in Vegas. I'll tell you. Giants and the Raiders.
Are you watching?
Both of them almost won this week. I mean, the Giants lost by 3. The Raiders lost by 2.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be, as the great Herb Brooks says, 2 monkeys blanking a football. That's what it's going to look like on Sunday when the Raiders play the Giants.
That's such a great line.
It is such a great, and he used it because, like Danico talks about it. He used it when he was with the Devils. He used it when he was with the Rangers. He used it when the Team USA. It was great, and you could figure what the blank means.
Yeah.
And I said 2. Usually he says you look like a monkey blanking a football.
Right.
But I said 2 monkeys because the Raiders and the
I believe
Giants
in the movie he used hump. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't use hump
because it was a
real
Disney
life.
movie.
It was a Disney movie, but you get the picture, and that's basically what we're watching. We'll save the Giants for a second because we're gonna have Jordan Raanan coming on at 3:30.
Yep.
Because the Jets are what they are, all right, and we could sit there and take phone calls about firing the head coach. They're not doing any of that, all right. They are their regime is tight, whether you like it or not, whether you'd want it to be that way if you own the team, it's irrelevant. Muji's not going anywhere, nor should he. And Glenn's not going anywhere, nor should he. Mm-hmm. All right? It has not looked good, but they're playing three-dimensional chess, you hope, is that they're evaluating talent beyond the wins and losses. So don't even worry about it, okay? That will get figured out. Next year, the scholarship's over, and we're going to really watch and see about the growth of the team. But whatever. There are no changes here. The Giants are in complete evaluation mode, and this thing is going to get blown up sky high when the season is over. Because I was embarrassed by what I saw yesterday. Not the fact they lost the game. Who cares, all right? At the end of the day, whether you believe in tanking or not, whether you're rooting for them or not, the result's irrelevant. But your shiny new toy, Alan, is regressing. And not because of himself, but because of the dysfunction around him. Mm-hmm. What kind of game plan in a meaningless game at home do you have a game plan in which you ask your quarterback, who needs to grow and get better and to learn, just not throw the football, just hand off?
I don't know, Don.
Now, you do that when you're in a must-win situation because the Vikings do not have a good run defense, all right, and you're trying to win the game. Okay, because Kafka maybe still believes he's got a chance at a job. But you know how you keep the job is to have your quarterback continue to grow and get better, not sit there and just hand off the ball the entire first half. Now, he didn't play well in the second half, but explain to me that game plan, Alan. Explain to me in a meaningless game why I'm taking my quarterback who needs every game possible to try to get better and grow and learn and read defenses and change plays at the line of scrimmage, just basically hand off all day.
I can't. It doesn't make sense. Here, Don, my motivation about local football yesterday was zero. Like, I had zero interest in either game. I feel like it's a fait accompli with the Giants at this point, and I was the one fighting it. But you see where this is going. The train is off the tracks. There's no getting it back. And right now, I think the bigger concern is if they end up with look, you know what your game is next week, this coming week, for the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
That's what this is now. This has now become the toilet bowl. Who gets that pick? Who's going to get the worst record in the league? That's what you're playing for. And if you get it, what do you do with it? What's happening right now is irrelevant to me on all accounts. It means nothing because the guy who's at the podium, he ain't going to be the guy at the podium when the season starts next year. So I can't worry about that. I can't worry about anything other than what are they going to do going forward and who's going to be the one making those decisions. That's it.
See,
Season's over.
The second thing you said to me is way more important than the first thing.
Which is what?
Who's making it? Who's leading this team football-wise? Whether it's the first pick or the 32nd pick, who is leading this team moving forward? And this is why I wanted to get Jordan on. Because it's really time to have this discussion. Where are we with John Mara? And I do not want to be callous. I don't want to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
He is going through a cancer battle, and that should be the most important thing to him, is to try to fight through this and survive it, and we're praying for him and we're thinking of him.
Absolutely.
So please, do not misunderstand me that I think football is remotely important to human life.
Mm-hmm.
But even in these circumstances, there has to be some kind of contingency plan. If John can't run this, and we're not even sure when he's running it that it's running functionally, what is the next stage? What is happening here? Because, again, we talked to Carl Banks. I know Carl. Carl's a friend of mine. I do not pick him for information because I want to have a friendship with him and not have him feel like the only reason I talk to him is to try to get information out of him. But when we have him on, that's my job. So when we had him on, didn't we say we came away with that interview after they fired Dable that Kafka was going to be given a chance to win this job?
Yep.
And now it's all coming out that they should have kept Dable. Look at how Dart's played since Kafka has taken over, and that maybe they should have kept Dable there so at least the quarterback could have moved forward. Okay, I can understand that. But here's the thing, Alan. Was the reason Dable let go because they thought Kafka was going to be the guy? And that's why Shane stayed, because now we have the stability we were looking for. We had to get rid of Dable because all they did was lose. But now we keep Dart's offensive coordinator, the only offensive coordinator he ever had. All right, he becomes the head coach. We can keep Shane because they're connected, just like Dable and Shane were connected. Okay. And they maybe made this choice, Alan, and fired Dable when they fired him because they believed that Kafka was the next guy. Well, guess what? He's not. They haven't won a game since he took over.
Yeah, and that's why I think, again, I know you're painting the picture of what the season has been about. And I'm telling you that I don't think anything would have been different. It still would have been, an it show with this team. Sure. Because with we saw that team with Dable. We saw the mistakes. We saw the defense coordinator was over his head. We saw all of it. There was time. He had to go. He went. They wanted to see Kafka, who had interviewed for other head coaching jobs. What can you do? And now you know. So you guess what we don't have to do? We don't have to waste our time interviewing Mike Kafka. Don't have to. We've seen you in action. You had a chance. And you're not it. What this franchise needs right now, you're not it. So this is not, to me, it's not wasted time. You win or you learn. And the Giants, and I know, again, like you said, all due respect with John Mara, he's going through a lot. So I can't imagine he's really able to be up on everything as much as he should. And I'm sure he's not seeing it with his own eyes. But whoever it is in the organization that is paying attention, I hope that you learned enough at this point to know that the only move to make is to bring in someone with experience and let them run this thing. Let them, since Tom Coughlin left, and Tom Coughlin was the standard guy. He was the one that set the standard. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Ever since then, when they went to this stupid committee thing, it hasn't worked. So why don't we go back to what we know works? And that is get me an experienced coach who knows how to organize a franchise, get everybody under the same umbrella with the same standards and the style of play. And let's build a team that way. That's it. So you've learned. This is only for naught, Don, if we go into next season and nothing's changed. That's it. If you have learned something from this experience and next year you're better for it because you made the right hire, then none of this was a waste of time. And the quarterback will be fine. Trust me. He hates losing. He's miserable losing. But who knows? If they have the number 1 pick, maybe they will make that crazy. We were joking about hypotheticals. Who's to say, though, if they get the number 1 pick, that they might change their mind and say, you know what? We're worried about his long-term health, the way he plays, and maybe we need to start fresh with a number 1 pick quarterback and trade him while he's got serious value, because Jackson Dart will have serious value.
But who?
I don't see it as, like this has been a lost. It's a lost season record-wise, but it's only a lost season if you didn't learn from it, and by next year you have somebody in here that's helping you become a functioning franchise. That's the only way that you can say that this experience, as painful as it was worth it.
That's all great, but who is making that decision is my ultimate question. Because Shane, the last we heard from the Giants organization was when Dable was let go.
Right.
And we were told in the statement
right.
that Shane would lead the search
right.
for the next head coach of this team. So the last we've heard from the Giants, and again, Jordan's going to join us at the bottom of the hour to see if anything's changed within.
Right.
That Shane is leading this. That's not good to me because he's a part of the problem now. So now you're telling me that they've got to learn. Did Shane learn? Is Shane the reason why Kafka was given this opportunity and failed? He's the guy that's going to want to keep Dart. So you say, well, I don't think they'll get out of the Dart business because if Shane's in charge, he's the one that traded back into the first round.
I've already said it's lunacy if they think about trading him. Use that pick. If that's this narrative's coming out now, and I hate it. You do not trade the guy. I'm saying who knows what they're going to end up doing. What whoever comes in might have this decision, but that's become a thing. I think it's lunacy. I think if they end up with the number 1 pick, you use that pick. If you're a smart general manager, you use that pick to find the desperate team that needs a quarterback, take all you can, get as much draft capital as you can, and fill all the blanks that's all over your roster right now. That's what a smart football person would do coming into the situation because you already have the quarterback. But I don't want somebody to say, I'm worried about him getting hurt. What about his long-term health? Is he the type of quarterback that I'm not going to be able to rely on? That's, to me, you can't bring in somebody that's going to have that mentality.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just concerned who is ultimately making these decisions that you're talking about. They
don't have one yet. They have to find them.
That's the problem.
We know already, Don, by the way this is going. Don, that's the stuff that I'd be most concerned with, not what we see on the field. What you're saying now we're getting to the heart of the matter with the Giants, and you're trying to be respectful, and I know it, but I finally got it out of you. The only thing that matters right now with the Giants is who the hell is leading this search for the next, and maybe, just maybe, the story you always love to tell about the late 70s, maybe the league needs to step in here. Maybe they do. Well, because who is the one making these decisions? Who is going to find the person that is going to come in and get this thing back on track?
And that's why we need to talk to Jordan just about the pecking order, just trying to figure out the ladder.
Who's leading the way?
Of leadership that goes on here. Because we know, before we found out about John Mara's cancer situation, was that he was the football guy.
Yep.
He had Shane as his general manager, and then they had their head coach. That was what they had in place. Mm-hmm. Tisch does not make those types of decisions football-wise. John Mara was the one that said, I want stability, I'm bringing these guys back. Now, John's ill. John is not traveling with the team, which is unheard of for him to do that because he's in treatment. He's going through. So I don't want to be critical of his situation, but we also have to know is the guy. By default, that's not a good thing. Like, if Shane's the guy because they believe in him, John believes in him, well, then what are we supposed to do? He's the owner of the team. But if he's just there by default because John's sick and Shane's the guy that's the brain trust there and there's literally nobody to fire him and he is leading this coaching search just because he's the last guy standing football-wise, that's not a good thing. If people believe in him, that's a different story. But if he's just there because, like, literally he's the guy that's holding the steering wheel because everybody else has got other things going on, That's a major problem. And you bring up what happened to Wellington when he was arguing with Tim. They were battling with each other back in the late 70s. The league had to step in, and they recommended they get George Young. And it changed everything.
Yep.
Are we at that stage? Hey, John can't run the team right now because he's ill. We need to bring somebody in here to grab the steering wheel. It can't be Shane. It's got to be somebody that's above Shane, that is given more responsibility to Shane and say, I think this guy should do it, or I don't think this guy should do it. Who is it? Is it Bill Parcells? Is it Kaufman? I don't know. Do you call Ernie
It'd
Accorsi?
be kind of funny if it was Parcells, because he'd now have his fingerprints on both franchises.
But I'm just we joke about it when we talk about our drinking game, the blood in the ground.
Yeah.
But the blood in the ground is such a great phrase because that's what the Giants need. Somebody that is invested emotionally with the success of this franchise. Is it Bill Parcells? Is it Ernie Accorsi? Is it Tom Coughlin? Is it somebody that we're not thinking of that they can bring in here? I don't want what the Jets did a few years ago when they brought in Wolf and Childress to decide what to do because they didn't have blood in the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You bring in guys that you saw that 30 for 30 with the two Bills and how Parcells talked glowingly about growing up a Giant fan, that it was in his blood, like literally in his blood, pumping through his veins.
Personal.
Is it that? Just to come in, don't even give him a title. Just come in here. What do you think, Bill? What do you think we should do here? You watch the teams down in Florida, the games down in Florida. You see this team. You're emotionally invested. What do we do here? John's in trouble. Shane's a mess. This team is in as bad a shape as somebody that lived through the 70s. And my earliest memories of the Giants are 75, 76, when they were an absolute tire fire. This is worse. This is way worse.
This is worse.
Because it was hard to make the playoffs in the 70s,
You had
Alan.
owners fighting in the 70s.
Fine, but it was fixable because it wasn't like they were that far away. You know, right now, think about how far away they are, and yet it's still easy to make the playoffs. 9-win teams are making the playoffs. This football league is garbage, right? We don't even have a very good team in football.
Your example is the fact that the coach that they just fired was coach of the year and made the playoffs and won a playoff game in his first season. That's your example.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is.
That's it. Honestly, that
and then
you
fell
can
off
win
the
9
face of the
games
earth after that
and look like God because name a great team. Who is a great team? At
This
least
year,
when the Giants were bad, they were supposed to be bad. They weren't the Steelers. They weren't the Cowboys. But right now, all you got to do is tweak here, tweak there, and you can find yourself back, and yet they still seem to be so far away. I'm watching, I had the Devil game last night, but like before the game, in between periods, I'm watching that Lion-Pittsburgh game. I'm watching the game last night between the Patriots and the Ravens. By the way, Patriots trying to become, the third team to lose 13 games and then win 13 games the next year? Oh, by the way, it happened last year with the Commanders, right? So it can happen, but you need to make the right decisions, and they don't even have somebody to make decisions.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like this is the worst football that we've ever seen as Giant fans ever. And if you're of a certain age like me or even older, that's saying something, brother. That's saying something.
Well, while we're talking about football, there's some more Mets news when it comes to breaking up that team.
Okay.
So Jeff Passan reporting that the Mets are sending Jeff McNeil to the A's. The Mets are getting back a pitcher from rookie ball, basically. He doesn't even have his name. The Mets are sending cash to help cover the $15 million plus salary, and then also a $2 million buyout on the club option for next year. So they're basically paying the A's to take him. We had a feeling, McNeil was going to be out. There was a core of players there that you could see that they knew they had to get out of that clubhouse. Nimmo, McNeil, and Alonso. Now, McNeil and Lindor did not get along, as we know.
No.
But wow. They are continuing to dismantle that team, and yet, really, what are the additions they're making? They're not big-time additions.
Not yet.
But that's just one more so for Mets fans to know. They are paying the A's to take Jeff McNeil just to move on from him.
Right. So right now you are seeing David Stearns just building the team he wants to build.
This type of team that he believes should win.
Type of team, and basically anybody that was not acquired by him, extended by him, traded for by him, he is trying to get out. Lindor probably can't because the contract's too much, and he just can't make that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But he is changing this team. You know, he'd love to get rid of Senga if he could, but again, there's a lot of money to move there, and he hasn't been good, and he hasn't been healthy.
Money to that too. See, this is also how you get. You know, that's the thing when people talk about. And I know we're making a hard turn here, but we will get back to Giants when Jordan Raanan joins us next. But just because this just broke, it shows you, too, that when you have a deep-pocketed owner, a lot of people think you can just sign players to massive contracts and outspend them. What you can also do, and we saw this a couple of years ago with Scherzer and Verlander, is you can also pay your way out of mistakes.
Right.
And that's something that clearly – like that's one thing that, Hal never wanted to do. That's why Jacoby Ellsbury sat on that roster for years and he didn't even play.
Well, it's a lot to ask an owner to do. I know the fans don't have any sympathy.
Oh, pay for my mistake as a GM? Yeah, that's hard to do.
But pay. But that's what makes an owner and a general manager great is admitting, hey, I made a mistake. Let's get the heck out of this.
Yeah.
And that's what the Yankees used to do back in the day. Like, Jose Canseco's not working out, Chili Davis isn't working out. We'll just keep trying until we find the right guy, right?
Throw money on top
Vizcaino's not working out. We'll just keep trying until we find the guy, and if we've got to pay through the nose for it, but clearly it's a different world now.
Yeah.
And even the billionaire owners are like, I'm not setting fire to money unless I have to, but it's all about trying to make the team better. That's the number one question I get asked. I'm sure you get asked it too, Alan. What are the Mets doing? You hope there's a plan. All I say is this. I know there's a plan. All right? I know
you do.
There's a plan.
You feel pretty good about that.
Of course.
Or very good.
He's not doing all this and not having a plan. Now, I don't know if the plan's going to work, but the thing that I'm a little worried about is there an expiration date on the plan? Now, they said that we'll see it on opening day, but are we going to get sold a bill of goods like, there's a plan, but we're going to see what happens with this potential lockout or strike with this new CBA, and is there going to be a salary? Like, I'm just hoping that 26 isn't end up sold as a transitional year because the plan's taking longer than expected because of the work stoppage. That's the one thing I'm worried about. I know there's a plan. I just don't know exactly when the plan's going to be executed. And I would not be surprised if it's going to be after the dust settles with the CBA. And then that means 26 ends up being taken a knee. I can't have my baseball team take a knee after my football team has taken 3 knees.
I think the Jets are taking a knee next year. I'm telling you. I think the Jets are still in. I think the Jets are another year away. What the New York teams are doing to their fan bases right now is mind-boggling. It really is. And then the Jets dare to raise prices. We'll see what the Mets end up doing. We see the Yankees have been this is as quiet as I've ever seen the Yankees in an offseason. And we were warned about that. So baseball's been quiet. The football obviously is a dead stick, as you used to say. One of my favorite sayings from you in the old show. It's a dead stick. But we did get a Knick win last night, which is pretty riveting. We have that going on, which is nice.
Yeah, the hockey's a bit of a whirlwind right now.
Yeah.
Rangers, playing without Fox. Now they lose Miller. They got a flu bug. Go to Nashville, one of the worst teams in the league, after a thrilling come-from-behind victory against the Flyers, and they just hand 2 points back. Jack Hughes back, and he scores.
That's not nothing. Getting him back.
That's the only goal they get, and they end up losing to all of a sudden a red-hot Buffalo Sabres team. Since we're pivoting all over the place right now and pulling our hamstrings and groins.
We're very agile right now, Don. I think we're being great agility.
The NHL's Eastern Conference basically is I'll win 4 in a row, then lose 4 in a row. Like everybody. And there's so much parity in sports right now. It's really ridiculous.
It's really amazing.
But listen, we got full 4 hours today.
Yeah,
all right?
everybody.
So we're going to get to everything there is to get to. We'll get to a bunch of Met calls.
800-919-3776, as everybody knows.
For sure. We've got the Binge at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6. But I wanted to get Jordan Raanan on just because I want to get the pecking order, what's happening inside with the Giants. And before we start making these grandiose predictions or hot takes, I want to talk to somebody who's in the know and find out exactly what is going on there in Giant Land. It is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. We're having a ball, taking you up until 7 o'clock right here on ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, law, bite back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5S all-wheel drive for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S077553, MSRP $30,920. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games are the perfect gift for everyone on your list.
Like me, your Aunt Jules. I told you I didn't need a gift this year, but I secretly really want one.
Or me, your neighbor Frank. I hope you didn't forget I'm coming to your holiday party tonight.
Or me. Why does no one ever think of the voiceover guy? Anyway, New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games have more winners and top prizes up to $5,000. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds. Resilience matters. And history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers competing on one of the sport's most storied stages. Don't just watch greatness, experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. Good afternoon. Already a busy ride out there on the roads. Lots of people heading out for the holidays and a couple of issues out there slowing you down. Rough ride at the Goethals Bridge getting into Jersey. A crash on the ramp to the southbound turnpike. Traffic is at a standstill there from the Staten Island side. Slow crawl on the BQE eastbound in Queens right before Queens Boulevard. Emergency roadwork has you down to one lane. You're jammed there from the Williamsburg Bridge in Brooklyn. All of your approaches the outbound George pretty heavy aside from the Henry Hudson and West Side Highway. Cross Bronx westbound slam from the Bruckner through to underneath the apartments. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln about a 30-minute ride. Outbound Helena run you 45. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Listen up,
Never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan.
It's Tully time. It's Tully time.
There are no locals in action tonight.
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Zero, zilch, nada. We do not have any locals playing. We do have the 49ers and the Colts on Monday Night Football at 8:15, and that's an ABC vehicle. That's an ESPN vehicle. That is a Disney Plus vehicle.
Wow.
It's all over. When I say all over, like all over the map, not all over like it's done.
It's not over. Was
Until
it over
we
when the
say
Germans
it's over.
bombed Pearl Harbor?
Germans?
Let him go. He's on a roll.
Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
I love when you call me honey.
You want to do some phone calls because we're waiting on Jordan.
We are.
That's what I was told.
Yes. So why don't we do that then?
Yeah, let's do it, and let's talk to
another great line from Animal House. Let's do it.
Let's go to Al in it says Bergen. I don't know if it's Bergen Field, Bergen County,
Bergen something.
Bergen County.
Maybe Kansas Bergen.
He doesn't want us to know his exact
Bergen
location. What's going
Catholic. What do we got? All right.
Definitely not Bergen Catholic. Bergen County.
All right.
Okay.
So listen, I heard you guys saying Parcells. That's when I got into the Giants. I was in high school then, and the banner flying over the stadium, Sizzling team, the whole thing. And I love the idea of the Parcells thing. But at this point, don't you think we need to do what we did then, but with guys like Parcells now? So I just throw out a name, and you guys threw Bergen Catholic out there. So the Campanelli family, I don't know if you know what Anthony Campanelli is doing in Jacksonville. The dad is like a Mickey Corcoran to who our Parcells was back then. I mean, they're the first family of football. I don't understand why Anthony's name is not coming up to come up here, even as a defensive coordinator, and start building with Jersey guys like the next generation of Parcells guys. Like, these guys are doing in New Jersey what Parcells did back then. Chris Partridge is a Jersey guy who coached at Paramus Catholic, is now the linebacker coach with the Seahawks. So it's almost like when Parcells was at Air Force, Partridge is doing that now. When Belichick was with Minnesota, that's what Anthony Campanelli is doing now. Bring guys like that in that have Jersey roots, but that are 35 and 40 years old.
Well, I'm not asking.
I don't hate that.
Alan, I'm not asking for Bill Parcells to run the show. I'm asking for Bill Parcells to help point out the direction. And if he recommends different people, then I'm all for it. So I just want somebody with blood in the ground that cares, that can, instead of making a business decision or getting some sort of a check, the way that, Wolf did from Woody Johnson.
Oh, him and Casserly, boy.
I want somebody
money
that's
grab.
Emotionally invested to say, here's what I think this franchise needs.
Yeah.
All right? Why don't you talk to this person? Talk to that person. I'm not giving him any authority. I'm just somebody that I know that cares, that I know that knows football, to kind of help me out in this time of transition. That's what I need. And so I'm sure there are a bunch of people that can help. I just don't know who those people are. Do you? Does anybody at this point? No.
Well, again,
exactly.
this is. We have these same problems with the Jets as well, right? Like it's the same issues of those running the franchise maybe don't have a really good feel for what it takes to run a good franchise. And when the Giants have had success, it's when they've reached back into their history, right? Like it's when they've found success, they have always tried to find some sort of connection to when they were great, obviously the Parcells era.
Right.
And that, to me, was, evident with Tom Coughlin. And we say it all the time. All of it walked out the door when he walked right past John, didn't shake his hand, and left. And they have never gotten it back since. Never. And that's the problem. How do you not recognize that? Like, whether it's – I don't think it needs to be John. There are other people in the family that care about the team and care about the franchise that should also just say, hey, you know what? Remember when we were good? Why don't we go back to doing it that way? Because that worked. Instead of always having to feel like I hate when the major markets or the legacy franchises start acting like the outpost franchises and the smaller market ones. And maybe they're having success doing it their way, but that's because it's unique to them. When you operate as a major market legacy franchise, you're supposed to do things a little bit differently, a little bit more with tradition. This is who we are. This is our identity. When the Giants are great, what do, Don? When the Giants are great in their history, what is the best thing about them?
The best thing about the Giants when they're great?
Whenever they're great, what is the one thing you're like, they're the best at this?
Well, it's usually defense.
Thank you. That's it. When they're great, it's because they have a great defense. It starts there. That's their identity. And, they decided to hire a defense coordinator, had no experience. They had a secondary that had zero chance of covering anyone. They had linebackers who can't tackle. That's not the Giants. You can talk all you want about Jackson Dart and offense and all those things. That's nice. But when the Giants are their best is when their standards defense. And they have a defense over the last couple of years that has been embarrassing ever since Wink walked out the door. So I just feel like that's all it takes. So what you said, and well, hopefully Jordan, when he gets on with us, who is overseeing? Don't tell me, you could say that Joe Schoen is going to lead the search for a new head coach. That doesn't tell me anything. That just tells me he's going to be the one making phone calls and arranging things. He's almost like the secretary. He's going to be the one organizing these interviews. But we all know how this stuff works at the high end. The agents, the super agents, the Jimmy Sextons of the world, they get their coaches interviewed. They say, he's interested in the job, I'm coming. And he'll look at Joe Schoen like, we're not talking to you. We're talking to whoever's above you. Right? Like, they know. So who is the one that when Mike McCarthy comes to talk to the Giants, who's he talking to? Because it can't be Joe Schoen. We all know that's not the case.
Well, the entire recent history of this organization, I've said it a bunch of times, is basically George Young to Ernie Accorsi. And even though Ernie Accorsi didn't win a ring, it was Jerry Reese's teams, technically. Those were teams that were built by Accorsi. And those are the two guys, Alan. So it's really not about the ownership. It's about hiring the right guys that can make the decisions for what's good with this franchise. And they have not been able to find anybody since Ernie Accorsi to make the football decisions to get this team back on track. And even before George Young, the dysfunction, they're flying planes over the building. They're burning tickets. Why? Because they couldn't find the guy. They've got to find the guy.
That's it. So,
and Pete Rozelle was able to help them get George Young.
So Roger Goodell has to do it.
Yeah,
Goodell or whoever it is in the high offices of the NFL have got to look at that franchise, see that it's in disarray, see that there's health issues with ownership, and say, you know what, we got to help them. We got to come in and help them. We got to get that franchise back on track because it can't be like this. We can't have two teams in New York that are an abomination. No, we're used to the Jets being a joke, but we can't let the Giants keep being a joke.
Yeah, and maybe the Jets have their guys. That's the difference, is that they've got, Muji's in his first year.
Yeah.
And Glenn's in his first year. I can understand fans saying, I don't believe it because it's never worked. Okay. But they've got, it could be these guys. The Giants right now don't have anybody. And if Shane comes back, that's not going to really exude any confidence for people moving forward either. Now, Jordan's going to pivot. He's going to join us at 4. So we'll continue with their phone calls at 1-800-919-3776. Alex in Limbrook, you're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's going on?
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hello?
Yep, we got you.
I have an idea. I don't know if you're going to think it's great or going to think it's crazy. The Giants should draft a quarterback like Mendoza. Then they have two quarterbacks. Then they contact, let's say, the Cowboys and say, you want one of our young quarterbacks, give us Dak Prescott. And then he's a matured, experienced quarterback. He can help the Giants start winning some games. I'm sure you'll agree that our record would be better if we had a quarterback like Dak Prescott. And that way you have Dak Prescott, an experienced quarterback, and then an up-and-coming quarterback, depending if it's Dak.
Alex, if I can cut you off, because I know you put a lot of thought into this.
Sure.
Dak Prescott can't play linebacker and he can't play corner. And that's the problem with the Giants more than it is quarterback. Their quarterback play was not an issue for most of this season. They were putting up points. There were games where they had leads, double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. Their defense is a major problem. Some of it was coordinator and some of it was personnel. And that to me is what you have to fix more than worrying about making a major change at quarterback.
Yeah,
I get it. If you're saying if you fill these other positions, it will help the team start winning games, then fine. I'm not. Then
yeah,
that's what
to me that's what you do with the pick. You don't draft another quarterback. You use that pick to get multiple picks so that you can get a lot of players. You can get a lot of talent to fill out areas that are not quarterback, that are a little bit easier, especially in a draft like this, to find. Like, why would you take on a Dak Prescott massive contract that's going to cause trouble with your cap situation when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal that buys you at least 4 more years of not having to worry about paying him?
Yeah, they have a major.
Can I ask you one question?
Go ahead.
What about if you draft Mendoza and then you go to other teams and go, okay, you want him?
Well, no, you can't do that because now teams know you have to trade him. So if you draft a quarterback, now they know, well, you drafted a quarterback, you have no leverage now. You won't get the maximum for him.
No, what you want is the pick, whether it's 1 or 2. And I guess what really could work out is if, for whatever reason, they don't get the first pick, is that multiple quarterbacks come out. The kid from Oregon comes out, wins a national championship, and there's 2 quarterbacks, and now you can maybe trade to get. They have. I was thinking about this watching the game, Alan. You know, I think sometimes we confuse name for talent.
Okay.
Like, they've got some name players. Like, Thibodeau's a name, Carter's a name, Dexter Lawrence is a name, even though he's had a miserable season.
Yeah, I'm going to chalk that up to injury. I don't think he was ready for the season.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You're right.
But the point is that they've got names. You can name a lot of players, but they don't have a ton of talent. Guys that are executing, guys that are playing to the level that they're supposed to play at. They've got they need linebackers. They need a secondary. They need extra weapons on offense. And yesterday was tough because you're down 2 offensive linemen. Thomas leaves the game. Rucker couldn't go because his wife was having a baby. But they have no depth. So there's a talent issue here. So it's not really – it doesn't seem like it's the quarterback, although the jury still could be out on how good Dart can be. But that box seems to be checked. It's every other box that needs to be checked for this team to be able to get where they need to go. More of your calls at 1-800-919-3776. Jordan Raanan is going to be joining us coming up at 4. It's Don Hahn Rosenberg till 7 right here on ESPN New York.
St. John's is back in action at home against Harvard. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Looking for a fantastic holiday deal? Stop by Boost Mobile tomorrow, Tuesday, December 23rd from 2 to 6 p.m. at 310 East 149th Street in the Bronx for their special holiday event. Free gifts to the first 50 kids and free photos with Santa. Bring the whole family, and while you're there, check out their amazing deal. Unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month. Forever, as in for life. Make the move and watch your savings stack up. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigs, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Unlimited plan.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 to its signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on October 2nd, 1993, when the University of California faced a 30-0 halftime deficit to Oregon. Cal went on a remarkable 42-11 run in the second half to capture a 42-41 victory, one of the largest comebacks in college football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Getting more as a My Lowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
So we've got some Nick breaking news, Alan.
Yeah, the NBA injury report is out. And the latest one, the Knicks are leaving today for Minnesota. They're going to play. You know, you love the schedule. Just random go to Minnesota, play the Timberwolves, and then come back. So tomorrow night, right now, listed as out for tomorrow is Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby. For Brunson, it's listed as right ankle injury management.
Okay.
He just went for 47 last night. That's the third game in 4 days, fourth game in 6 days for him. So you can understand why playing a Western opponent, so, you know, this record is what it is. On the road, he loves playing at the Garden. If there's ever a time to get him to catch your breath because you got a noon Christmas Day game, and then we go on the road right after that, this would be a game to kind of mark as let's get him right. Like, let's make sure he doesn't start breaking down. The other name that's interesting on this is OG Anunoby. He's also listed as out, left ankle soreness. OG had a great second half last night. OG and Brunson are the only, along with Bridges, are the only starters that played all three of the games over the 4 days after the NBA Cup. Bridges just doesn't miss time. He's never missed a game in his career, so he will never sit out. But I think you're seeing the Knicks manage this. Hart and Towns missed that game in Indiana, if you remember. So, and Robinson. So I think this is just a way to, okay, we got to give you guys at least a day, a little break, because the Knicks don't get 2 days off between games until mid-January. So the schedule's tough, and the Knicks are just trying to manage this. But it's a good Timberwolves team. So the Knicks are 20-8, which is a fantastic record, second best in the East, and I think top 5 in the entire NBA. So, this is one of those things where you look at the schedule and you try to manage it. This is not something we've seen in the past, obviously, with the Knicks and the Tom Thibodeau. And Brunson was asked about Brown, working with the schedule and trying to find places to rest him. And he just basically said that I trust Mike Brown. And whatever he says, I believe I'll do it. He said, I want to play, but whatever Mike Brown says, I'll do it.
Well, I have a response to all this, but first I need to tell you there are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings during the More to Move You event. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5S all-wheel drive for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S077553, MSRP $30,920, zero security deposit, ends 1/2/26. Now, a lot of this has to do with the in-season tournament.
Yep.
And how things are condensed. But still, you have to look at the schedule that if it's that arduous where guys just can't physically play every game, then doesn't the league have to figure out some way to manage it better so this is not an issue? Like the NHL's going through it. I thought that was awful that the Rangers had to play at Madison Square Garden on Saturday afternoon and then play a Sunday night game in Nashville. Right? I mean, that's just what's happening here with Minnesota. Nashville's, it's not that far, but it's still far. Like the play, and even though the Rangers were at 12:30, it's still second to back-to-backs are tough in hockey to begin with, but have to travel to Nashville.
Yep.
That's tough to do. But the NHL's excuse is we got the Olympic break, and we've got to condense the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So you might not have that under normal circumstances. But the in-season tournament's not going away, Alan, and you just can't have a schedule where it's physically impossible for players to play every day. It's counterproductive to what you're trying to do to create interest. And, the Rangers, the Knicks have been kind of up and down here, where they have the thrilling win against Indiana, but then they lose to the Sixers, right?
Yep.
Then they have a bounce back, and they've got the win last night. Only now you might have to give it up tomorrow, Minnesota, when half your best players are out. Like it's you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. It feels like to where now you have to ask yourself: is the schedule too arduous?
I hate that, but it's always been a conversation in the league. I'm just saying that what the league, and I'm agreeing with you on what you said. When they are setting up the NBA Cup during the week of the Cup, so the semifinal and the final, other teams that didn't make it were playing like that Monday, Wednesday. They were like fitting them in. And I think what they should do is just keep it open. Because the fact that you had to play, and I brought this up, we talked about this the other day, so I don't want to go too deep into it because anybody that's listened to the show knows I went through the hangover and the impact it had on the Lakers and the Bucks. But I also wanted to point out that the Knicks, in the 3 years, the Knicks had the shortest break between the championship game and their next game. And then they had to play a back-to-back Thursday, Friday. And not only play a back-to-back Thursday, Friday, that Friday game, they played a team that didn't play since Sunday.
Right, yeah.
A good Sixer team that had not played since Sunday. You got to admit, that's a little unfair. That's a schedule loss. And then they got pissed off and had to play on Sunday where you probably could have had, you gave some guys on the Indiana game some nights off because you thought Indiana's banged up. We could probably beat them with our B squad. And they barely did, but they did. But they had Brunson who did it. At some point, you wanted to give Brunson a day off, but Brunson's like, I'm not taking a day off when we're playing a home game against an Eastern Conference opponent. I'm not doing it. So they do it against maybe Minnesota. They need to just clear the decks, and they play this thing, and no one else is playing. Just so no one has to deal with jumping on a plane and playing the next day after winning this thing. The Lakers had 3 days. The Bucks had 2 days off in between. The Knicks had 1, and it was a travel day. That's unfair, but they're going to handle it. It sucks because nobody likes to see a player sit, and no one more than Brunson doesn't want to do this, by the way. But that's just how you have to manage your way through a season sometimes.
I know.
And make sure your guys don't break down, because the argument about Thibodeau was he valued every single game. Tonight's game's the one that matters. I can't worry about an April game. But a lot of the conventional thinking now in this league is I have to sacrifice earlier in the season so that it doesn't affect me later in the season. And you don't want a guy like Brunson and how great he is to start breaking down because you couldn't just get him a breather. As I said, they're every other day now, all the way up until January 13th. That's a breakneck speed that you just got to get him a breather.
Now, we got a ton of calls to get to, but all the stuff breaking McNeil getting traded to the A's, Brunson and OG not playing tomorrow against the Timberwolves. We got the Giants and Jets to talk about. We got an NFL binge at 4:30. So if you're there, Robbie, Steve, Lewis, Joe, Bill, Juan, we're going to get to you, but we want to check in with Jordan Raanan next. Get an update on the Giants and their situation. Then we'll get to the calls and everything else. ENN at 6. We got a big show. 3 more hours to go. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. The holidays are here, and Amazon Pickup is your MVP of package pickup. Need that perfect gift like a brand new jersey for the big game? With Amazon Pickup, you can grab your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule at no extra cost. It's fast, it's easy, and it keeps your holiday surprises tucked safely away. So whether you're running from work or heading to the holiday party, Amazon Pickup makes holiday shopping worry-free. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
All right, Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan.
It's Tully time. It's Tully time.
No locals in action. When I say no, none, zero, zip, nil.
None locals.
None locals. But the Niners are playing the Colts on Monday Night Football on ABC, ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu, In Your Mind's Eye, Susan. And that's, again, 8:15 tonight, Monday Night Football. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
I mean, it's Christmas week. This is our last Christmas show before Christmas. I can have a Tully on the air, can't I?
I don't know. Ask John, our pinhead suit, because I thought so, but I don't know.
I mean,
it's your.
I got the cabinet right behind me, brother. So
I know you do, but
No.
All right, we're being told no.
I am not going to partake. But while we're waiting for Jordan, he's got a lot going on, but we're going to get Jordan Raanan on in just a second. But as we wait, let's go back to the busy phones and let's talk to Bill in Florida. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Bill?
Happy holidays. I was the Ford Friday guy with the Indiana-Penn State conflict on Friday.
Okay. I think I ruled in your favor.
No, actually, you called me a fraud, but Alan was saying that he was non-committal about it. But in any event, I have a question. I think the problem is, first of all, I agree that Joe Schoen should go. But one of the big problems that I see is the scouting department of the Giants. It's not just that there's misses on players. Some of the players that they draft, they have horrible attitudes. I mean, you can go back to Eli Apple. You can then go to Kadarius Toney. And obviously, we're talking about different general managers. Yeah. And under Schoen,
but ultimately, Bill, the scouts can only scout and hand it off to the general manager. The general manager is the one that makes the selection. And you just mentioned three players that were literally drafted by three different general managers.
Mm-hmm.
So we can blame the scouts, but the general manager's got to do diligence as well. And we'll see if any changes are made there. But we wanted to get Jordan on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the book, which I read cover to cover, which was tremendous, the curated history of the New York Giants. Jordan Raanan joins us here on Don Hahn Rosenberg. It sounds like you got your hands full, so we do appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I didn't think that they actually wanted me to go in with my daughter to this doctor's appointment. She's a teenager. She clearly did not want me in there, and they forced me to go in for a quick little back check. Check on her back, her spine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so nothing like serious, just like a real, checkup stuff. Sorry about that mix-up.
All right.
And
well,
if she,
everything's good.
Like most teenage daughters, I'm sure there's a lot of things she doesn't want you involved in as a dad, right?
Absolutely. She's like, why do you have? She asked me. She literally said, "Why did you have to come?"
Well, this is when you need her to really just use the teenage rage and say, "Take it out on the doctor." No, tell him. Why does he need to be here? Everybody will just back off. Like, all right, never mind, forget it. Anyway,
Jordan, I'm apoplectic about the Giants. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was apoplectic. Now I'm just dead. I mean, I think that my fan there's no pulse. I don't even know how to react to what's happening anymore. And I think a lot of Giant fans are the same way. But I wanted you to be able to cross some T's and dot some I's, if you don't mind. Okay. Joe Schoen's future is it pretty much locked in because John's sick? Like, I know there's not a lot of information about John's condition and all that, but the statement made after Dable was fired was that Schoen was going to lead the pursuit of a new head coach. Is that because he's the man, or is it he's the last man standing? Like, I just want to know what not only his stability with the organization, but is it just a case of because John's in the situation that he's in, there's literally nobody else to do this?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say there's nobody else to do it.
Okay.
I mean, I think look, John is dealing with an illness, right? He's can't come out. He said he's dealing with a battle for cancer. I believe it's he's going through some serious stuff and has things that are, I'm sure, greater than football.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that is way more important than the New York Giants or football to him and his family and everybody. So, but he has been in the office over the past few months. He still comes in. Now, maybe not on an everyday basis like he used to. Chris Mara, I know he's the one who you can say, well, who could take over for John? Who could do some things and pick up the slack? Well, Chris Mara is the one family member, or at least his sibling, I should say, who's in the building on a fairly regular basis. Like, you see Chris Mara's car there when you walk into the Giants media room most days, okay? So that's John's brother. And then the nephew, Tim McDonald, is a part of the front office. I think that's pretty well documented. He's one of Joe Schoen's basically top lieutenants. So he's there on a regular basis. He is a everyday employee of the Giants. So there are people that can step in and pick up the slack. Now, in regards to Joe Schoen and his future, yes, I think that was part of it. Also, like, what use does it really do to get rid of the general manager during the season? I don't think there was a rush to do that. They think, I don't know how much that still exists. I mean, they do think there's a good young core. That's what it said in that statement. They think that Joe Schoen has developed a good young core. But part of the thing was, okay, well, yeah, you know what? The organization, the program is sour. We need to make some changes. We think with better coaching, it'll produce better results. Now, obviously, the results have not improved. They are 0-5 with Mike Kafka as the head coach now. In the meantime, Abdul Carter was benched twice during that time. I don't think that reflects well on Joe Schoen. Neither does getting blown out on a Monday night game. So, speaking to people close to ownership, it sounds like Joe Schoen's seat is very, very hot, and it's going to be hard for him to survive this as well at this point. I think they would have preferred it, but seeing where everything's gone, even since Brian Daboll was fired, I think it's going to be hard to justify. They're 5-27 in the past 2 years.
Jordan, that's what makes this so delicate, what you said, obviously, about John and his situation and why we all have to be, respectful to it. But there still is business to run, and somebody needs to run it, and, having Chris and Tim take over, that doesn't really generate a lot of confidence, right? So with that in mind, shouldn't there be some type of league or somebody that can step in and help? Because the first thing you have to do if you're going to clean house is clean house before you hire anybody. So and then it becomes who's going to then do the interview process and hire whoever it is you're going to hire to take over and get this thing back on track. We all agree it needs to be somebody with experience. So that's sort of, I think, where we're at right now.
I don't think you're going to see the league step in, Alan. I really don't think you're going to see the league step in.
It doesn't make sense.
And I know Roger Goodell was there at some of the games recently, and people are, coming up with theories. I think Roger Goodell was at the game yesterday because some of his family members happen to maybe be Viking fans, and so he was in the game. He knows a lot of people there. That's kind of what I had heard on that. So I wouldn't expect that part of it from the situation. And then you also have to remember, think back to the last coaching search, okay? Chris Mara, that was part of the interview process and some of the candidates. So he was in there. Tim McDonald was obviously part of the interview process too. Not that he sat in on the interviews, but remember the lawsuit that came out with Brian Flores and all the texting with Bill Belichick. Whoops, sorry, wrong Brian.
Yeah.
Tim McDonald was the one that was reaching out to some of the candidates at that point. And that's documented. So
that's tough.
These guys have already been involved to some degree.
Well, I find it interesting, Jordan, that Tim has been Shane's right-hand man, like you mentioned, right? He's been around for 12 years. He's worked his way up. To his credit, it's not like he was just handed a job. He's had to work his way to get to here. But 4 years as the right-hand man of a GM who could be out, who's to say he's not like, you know what? I've learned enough. Let me be that guy.
I don't think that's something that they want to do. Remember if you go years back, Chris Mara wanted to be the general manager, and John said you can't hire family member in that job because then that you can't fire that person.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's something that they would want to do.
Okay.
I don't think that's where this is headed.
Yeah,
I think the future, and this is just me guesstimating. I think the future, I'm talking years down the line, is that Tim McDonald is basically running the team in basically John's role. But that would just be a guess for me. I don't think anybody really knows how it would pan out if they had to make a change at the top of the ownership ladder. So, although I do believe you have to have a plan filed with the league.
Yeah, and again, I don't know the extent of John's battle, but we are talking about a man in his early 70s. So I would think there has to be some sort of a plan in place. And I keep going back to the statement, Jordan, when they released Dable of his duties, that Joe Schoen was going to lead the pursuit of a new head coach. So with all the different things in place, Schoen was listed as somebody that was going to lead, not be a part of, lead this. So I'm wondering, and this is my little conspiracy theory, Jordan, and hear me out. Was Kafka supposed to be the guy? When they made this move, did they believe that they were going to give Kafka the road to be the head coach and that it would make sense for Schoen to stay as the general manager and keep that stability that John was looking for? And did he drop the ball by not winning a game since he took over?
Yeah, I think in a perfect world they would have, they're sitting at 3-2 right now. It will look a lot better. They could justify to themselves, hey, you know what? We don't want to overturn the whole thing right now, especially with everything going on. I think that it was sort of wishful thinking that maybe that it can go that route. But I also think they were fully aware that the likelihood was that they were going to have to go out and find a new head coach.
And not knowing who was going to lead that charge, though. Like, as you just said, like there's no, it's still a hot seat for your general manager. I mean, this is dysfunction to me that goes beyond John being sick. Like, is there a plan? There can't be wishful thinking. There can't be, I hope this happens. I mean, there has to be some kind of stable decision-making. Otherwise, you might have just kept Dable there, because at least if you kept Dable there, there's at least the perception of that I don't screw my quarterback up. And he's digressed since Dable's been gone. I'm not complaining that Dable was fired. He deserved to be fired. But they made the situation worse.
He was also concussed when Dable left. I mean, not that you want to laugh about that, but that so he's coming back from the concussion. So obviously you don't really want him to run as much coming off the concussion. Brian Dable was running him. This was part of the complaint, right? He was basically running power runs down 3 scores to make it look good at the end of games.
Right.
Right? That was part of the complaint. So we're going to sit here revisionist history, how he regressed. A lot of it has to do with, hey, he has to learn how to play in the pocket better. Like, in order to be the quarterback I think everybody wants him to be, and that people hope he can be, he's going to have to be able to do that.
So if we're trying to teach him how to play the quarterback position, explain to me the game plan yesterday when all he did was hand off.
See, this is where I disagree with you. I think that is an out-of-control narrative that has already developed. This idea that he's just going to hand off every play. So the first 2 drives, they run the ball consistently, right? By the way, they run it down into the low red zone to the 8, I think it was the 8-yard line both times, right?
Yes.
So over the final 2.5, 3 quarters, he actually, so their goal there, and actually I could totally see the logic, you want to slow down Brian Flores' pass rush, right? And they did. They ran the ball effectively those 2 drives. Should have gotten more points. They're inside the 10-yard line. They end up with 3 points. That's obviously huge mistakes by them, and that ended up costing the game. But then over to basically the next 3 quarters, they threw more passes than they ran. Now, you could sit there and say, well, they only threw 13 passes. Okay, yeah, I understand. but that's because, A, they committed 5 penalties when they went to pass the ball, right? A couple of those are pass interference, so it's not all Giants, right? And then 5 times he ended up getting sacked. So there's 10 other pass plays that they called. So they basically called, 20-plus pass plays over the final 3 quarters of the game.
I know.
So I really don't think this idea that they didn't let him pass the ball. No, they just weren't effective. They threw 20-something times and ended up with 33 yards passing. That's
I get it, but
they were willfully ineffective and they couldn't catch the ball.
I understand that, but how many passes did he throw in the first half? And it wasn't like they were scoring a ton of points. I understand that it was effective running the football, but they still didn't score. It seemed a little over the top, the amount of runs early in that game, especially, and again, I'm not for tanking, but obviously in a game that doesn't mean anything, developing your quarterback to me is more important than, gaining a bunch of yards and trying to win a football game at the expense of your quarterback's growth.
I think they were very concerned coming into this game about Brian Flores' defense with a beat-up, banged-up offensive line, which by the middle of the game was playing with 3 backups, and having him basically just sit back there and get pummeled. So their goal was to try to slow that down and then get into the passing game.
Okay,
now,
that's fair.
Obviously didn't fully work because like you said, they end up with 6 points on offense. But I don't think that was the plan, and I don't think that's kind of what happened there. He went back. They called 20-plus pass plays in the game on a day, by the way, where it was windy. Like, that's also the other thing. The numbers, like, the later we get in the season, the windier it gets, the harder it becomes to pass the ball. And you saw that with both sides. I mean, J.J. McCarthy was struggling with his accuracy in that first half tremendously. Jackson Dart threw a pass. He's got to learn to drive the ball through he loves to throw that, touch pass. And he basically got Wan'Dale Robinson, pummeled on one of those because he kind of hung one up in the air. Should have been a deep completion. Should have been a big completion to Darius Slayton in the second half, which he dropped. So there were plays there to be made. While I don't think Mike Kafka called this great game, and I agree with you, he hasn't exactly represented himself great. He's 0-5 as the head coach. I don't think it was as egregious as it's become because you look at the final numbers and you see 33 yards and 13 passes.
Jordan, how much are you just trying to get to the finish line here? I could hear it in your voice. Like the only thing that matters is the next order of business, right? Like, come on, I could hear it in your voice.
Absolutely. I mean, I had nothing at the press conference yesterday. Nothing. Like nothing after the game. The Kafka. Like I've
been there.
No.
Right.
It's like you just you can only pound to beat the dead horse so much, right? It's like it's over. It's over. The season's over. You're 2-13. You keep losing. Like he's just the standing coach right now. Mm-hmm. We're gonna sit here and nitpick his every decision. Like why? Like everybody knows he's not coming back.
So from what you know, Jordan, right now, I mean, we're finishing up Week 16 tonight. When the season is over, is John in a situation where he's going to be making a decision, making an announcement? Is he going to be leading the charge here? Do you believe when the season's over on what the Giants are going to do and what direction they're moving into?
The decision to fire Brian Daboll was made by Steve Tisch and John Mara.
Okay.
That was a month ago. So I would expect, barring things to change, which obviously can happen at this point, right? But barring things to change, I expect them to ultimately be making the final decision about whether Joe Schoen returns and who the next head coach is. And by the way, the one thing you're hearing a lot of lately is Marcus Freeman, who I think is kind of a very intriguing name here. And Notre Dame head coach. By the way, Tim McDonald, as I mentioned before, a significant voice in the front office. Tim McDonald, if you go look at his resume, worked at Notre Dame before he came to the Giants and has a very strong ties and strong relationship to the Notre Dame program. Marcus Freeman is going to be part of this coaching search to the point where you hear things behind the scenes about, maybe he's looking around at what a staff would look like if he did end up becoming the Giants coach. So I think that's a serious candidate to watch as we move forward here. Jeff Hafley, also another guy, Boston College. The Giants are very strong Boston College side, so he's the coordinator at Green Bay, plus Boston College. You could connect a bunch of dots there. The Giants and their whole organization with connections to Boston College. Chris Snee is also in the front office. Where did he come from? He worked at Boston College a few years ago. under Jeff Hafley, so I'm sure he knows him very well. And, I'm pretty sure he had a very strong relationship with Jeff Hafley. So these are just some connecting the dots and names that I would very closely monitor as we move forward here.
So Jordan, this week's game could decide the number one pick in the draft, right? Players don't care about that stuff. Obviously, that's not something where you're going to see any kind of business decisions being made. I'm not going to ask you to suggest any of that. But I am curious, though, because, A, it's something that I've seen said elsewhere and I think is ridiculous, but you might have a different opinion. If the Giants get the number one pick, there's obviously two choices. One is to take a quarterback and start over. The other is to take that pick and turn it into multiple picks and build your team that way. Could you see a scenario where they take door number one?
That's a hard one for me to say that I could see that happening. It would have to be the perfect combination of events. The guy that comes in here basically demands it or wants it, think about it. The only time it really happened in recent history was Arizona, right? And Josh Rosen, by the way, he stunk. He couldn't play. And the coach that they brought in happened to be the coach of the guy who's going to be the number one overall pick. So, if Kirk Cignetti ends up as the Giants coach, sure, I think it absolutely could happen. Otherwise, I think he has too many supporters in the Giants building, Jackson Dart, of people who think he's going to be a good high-end quarterback, that they would want to do that and take a risk on another guy because, we've seen, ask the Jets how long it could be until you find anyone that's half decent, right?
Yep.
I mean, what are we on, 50 years for the Jets? I mean, Chad Pennington's the best they've ever had, basically.
Yeah, no, so I was hoping you'd kill it.
I don't think the Giants would do it.
Yeah, thank you. I was hoping you'd kill that because I can't believe I'm hearing it from some places and it just blows my mind.
Well, here's the thing, Alan. We could sit here and tell you that it's not going to happen. That conversation is going to happen whether we want it to or not.
Oh, yeah.
Over the next 4 months. There's no stopping it. You might as well just embrace it to a degree. You can't stop it.
Nothing like the pro day season. All Mendoza has to do is just have throw one ball against no defense and have everybody's just mouth agape, right? Or do something. He was on his knees and he threw it 50 yards. There'll always be something from a pro day that someone's going to go crazy about, and it'll turn into these hilarious rumors about whether or not they should or shouldn't make that pick and move on from Jackson Dart. I think it's lunacy. I'm glad you said what you said. It made me feel a lot better.
Let me say this, though. If you're a Giants fan and you do end up getting the number one pick, what you are rooting for, and you are rooting so hard for throughout the college football playoffs, is Fernando Mendoza or the Oregon quarterback or Ty Simpson, Alabama. You want these guys to absolutely light it up.
Yeah.
Because that is what would increase their value. I'm not sure right now as we stand. I know everyone thinks the Giants are going to get this gigantic haul. I don't know if they get the one pick. I don't really know if Fernando Mendoza has that cachet at this point. He's kind of a non-mobile quarterback who wasn't really this super high-end prospect coming into the season. So I don't think you're going to get 3 first-round picks for Fernando Mendoza as things stand now. I really don't.
Well, Jordan, thanks a lot. Good luck with your daughter.
Good stuff, bud.
And I suggest anybody out there for a last-second gift, get Jordan's book, The Curated History of the New York Giants. It's phenomenal. It's an easy read. So if you've got a Giant fan in your life and you're looking for a stocking stuffer, if you're looking for a last-second gift, I'm telling you, it'll be a home run. It is worth it. And if you've got a Giant fan in your life, it's sheer ignorance not to gift it. You'd be a moron.
I got it right here.
How about there?
Holding it up for everybody to see right now. Right there.
I'll also be hosting DiPietro and Rothenberg the next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow.
How about that? All by your lonesome?
Tomorrow, Dan Grassa and then Jake Assman, I think, for the rest of the,
Wow.
Gotta get this.
Jet Giant misery coming together. Nothing like it. Riveting.
For real.
Great job, buddy.
Exactly what that is.
All right. That's Jordan. Happy holidays to you, buddy, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
Excellent.
I don't know if I feel any better. I mean, there are adults in the room, McDonald, Snee, Chris Mara, but he said there's no real plan. You got to get it to the league. We wish nothing but the best for John, but when you're fighting cancer in your early 70s, it's not great. But at least there are adults in the room. But I just go by the statement they made that Shane was leading.
Yeah, I don't.
And now he's a guy that basically his seat's on fire if he's going to come back.
And that's why you asked the question about the league. And it's not, again, you're not taking over the franchise, but you're providing assistance. If an owner is as sick as John is or battling with, if there's something going on there and it's like there's really no one at the helm, it does behoove a league to do something to support the franchise. This is not saying they take over the franchise, but we have seen this in past years.
We have, but
in extenuating situations, that's all I'm saying. It's not about taking over. It's more or less just providing whatever guidance is necessary to just make sure you go through the process the right way.
I think when Pete Rozelle got involved in 1979, the world was a different place. The NFL was in a different place.
Yes.
It hurt the league that one of the flagship franchises, the New York Giants, had the dysfunction they had. I don't think the NFL cares anymore about big market, small market. They're doing just fine with the Jets and Giants being a dumpster fire for a decade. So I don't think there's any motivation there. I don't know if Roger Goodell has the kind of relationship with the owners the way that Rozelle did. I think there's a different headspace. There's a different pecking order as far as things are going. If there's legal trouble, that's one thing. But I think all of these commissioners kind of want the owners to figure it out themselves and not get involved unless finances are going sideways, like what happened with the Arizona Coyotes in the NHL, or with the racial situation with the LA Clippers a decade ago, where sometimes they have to step in. But right now, because you can't get your ducks in a row, I don't know if the league feels like they've got to do anything about that. The NFL Binge is coming up next.
Good football.
Hahn Rosenberg, right here on ESPN New York.
St. John's is back in action at home against Harvard. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State. With 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. And then won 48-41 in double overtime.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Fellas, it's the season to shine, and not just from the holiday lights. Manscaped is here to keep you looking sharp for every holiday party, family photo, and mistletoe moment. The Lawnmower 5, groin and body trimmer, and the Chairman Plus face shaver deliver precision, comfort, and control worthy of Santa's nice list. I've been good and nice. Whether you're tidying up before a big night out or preparing for New Year's Eve, Manscaped has your back. And your face too, to be exact. So gift yourself with some grooming greatness this season, because looking good is the best gift of all. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Just a bad ride on the BQE eastbound in Queens, right before Queens Boulevard. Still have this emergency roadwork. You're down to one lane. Traffic is crawling the entire length, getting through Brooklyn from the inbound Gowanus, outbound Gowanus. A tough ride heading over to the Verrazano. Crash in the right lane by Fort Hamilton Parkway involving a tractor-trailer. Jam there from before the belt split. Then you're packed on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Best of it's the outbound George, southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Basin. West Side Highway northbound slowdowns from the 79th Street Boat Basin. Inbound George about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln about 20 to 30. Outbound Hona 30 to 40-minute ride. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is...
We're going to rub football all over ourselves today. I did consume a lot of football back in the day, pre-kids, in my underwear.
The NFL Binge.
You watching every game, baby? Are you watching?
The NFL Binge is driven by Ramsey Mazda. Presenting it today to you is the lovely and talented Anthony Pusick.
Oh, well, thank you, guys. How we doing?
Oh, you kidding me? I'm disgusted, sick to my stomach about football. I need a cleansing.
I understand completely. And
I need something that begins with a D. And I need out of town football to wash out the local from my colon.
Oh boy.
Listen. There was a lot of good football on the screen over the last 2 days.
Yeah, but not a lot of it in the
none of it in the New York area.
No, all of it on Red Zone.
And it's been such a busy day. We haven't even addressed the elephant in the room yet, and that's Peter Rosenberg's picks. We'll get to that a little later. But
speaking of elephants,
let's go back to Saturday night, shall we? Because his Commanders in the Eagles game, there's not really much to write home about there. Other than Marcus Mariota getting hurt, you're going to have Josh Johnson most likely on Christmas Day for Netflix. I'm sure they're going to love that. But the Saturday night game,
it's still no matter who's quarterback. You could be quarterback. It's still going to beat the NBA.
I don't think they'd want me a quarterback. I'm just telling you right now. An improbable win for the Bears on Saturday night.
Snap. Caleb. Play fake. Looking to throw. Going deep. Searching for DJ Moore. Over the shoulder. Catch. Made. Touchdown Bears. It's over at Soldier Field. The Iceman cometh. The Iceman taketh a 46-yard spiral to the end zone to DJ Moore.
Our friends at ESPN 1000 on the call. Bears come back to beat the Packers 22-16 in OT to take the NFC North lead.
That was not nothing.
That was...
No.
Listen, you're not supposed to get onside kicks anymore. That's not supposed to happen.
Well, who said it in the group chat? It was funny. The thing about the having what the helmet that he had. It was the
Oh, when you have the helmet the extra padded helmet.
Yeah. Probably not the guy you want on the handstand.
I believe that was Romeo Dobbs, who had a great game up to that point.
He had a great game, but that he definitely should not be an infielder.
Well, I would say that if you're worried about collisions, because you're wearing that helmet, of course, whether it be for concussion history, concussions, or anything like that.
You could see it. He looked up.
Probably wouldn't want to be on the handstand.
No.
It is amazing that football can do that. It's not supposed to happen. These teams with no shot of winning, finding ways to win. That game was over, man.
Oh.
Over. And what a catch in overtime.
With Malik Willis, by the way.
Yeah.
Who by the way, everybody that isn't in our group chat should know, I think Malik Willis could save the Jets, too. It's amazing what we see. Backup quarterbacks on contending teams can save us.
He did look good in green, I'm just saying. And why not just keep taking Packer quarterbacks till you get it right?
Caleb Williams, big game, major part of the comeback. Was this a signature moment for you?
It was a great moment. I got a lot of great moments coming up. I think it's a signature moment for us as a team to be able to build this confidence, a signature moment for us. We are at 11 wins, and everything at the tip of our fingers is exactly where we want to be. I'll put it that way.
Another MVP of that game, underrated, Cairo Santos. He kicked some really tough field goals.
He did.
In that Chicago wind.
That was tough.
The one that looked like he was aiming left, and then it went just inside the right post.
Brady literally on the telestrator said he's got to kick it this way to go there, and that's exactly what it looked like. Madden. It was exactly what happened.
It was exhilarating, that game, and I got to be honest with you, I plumb forgot about the first game.
Oh, I think the Commanders did too.
I'm good.
And, well, listen,
Nice.
Commanders-Eagles was not on my radar really to begin with, and it was like,
No, sir.
that's because I was just, but Packers-Bears, like that was something to look forward to, and it did not disappoint remotely. And geez, who had the Bears winning that division, man? When you go in the years that the Lions and the Vikings had, and all the prognosticators, the Packers were the Super Bowl favorite, and it's going to end up being the Bears, man.
I'll take another one of those. Are you kidding me?
By the way, just sneaky thing that happened in that first game that nobody watched, at least here on this show, was that the Eagles did something that hadn't been done in over 20 years.
What would that be? I know Saquon Barkley had a good game.
Winning the division
back-to-back. That's right. Dan Graziano loves this stat.
There has not been a repeat champion
of the NFC
East.
NFC
East. This is the first time in, I think, the Eagles are the last team to do it, right?
Right.
What, those early 2000s teams?
Yeah.
The 03, 04s, that area?
The McNabb. McNabb, the flying McNabb.
The team that made it to the Super Bowl, probably, I would imagine.
But it helps when, like, two of the franchises in the division, like, just basically evacuated everything during the course.
A lot of colonoscopy-themed.
Yeah.
This is a colonoscopy-themed NFL binge.
Don has definitely got an
every
appointment coming
bit
up.
of matter out of their pants.
Brought to you by Fleet. Anyway.
and then the Cowboys, and then there's the Cowboys aren't one of them, but
yeah, that's great.
So, the Commanders, how many? What's the Commanders' record right now?
Do they have 5 wins? Or am I giving them too many?
You might be giving them too many. I'm just going to check because they.
I know we thought they could take a step back. I didn't think we expected this, and of course, Jaden Daniels being hurt.
But before Daniels got there,
they're 4-11.
They're 4-11, so there's a chance they can lose 13 games, right?
Yeah.
So they lost 13 games back in 24 or 23. Then they get Daniels. They win like 13, and now they might go back to losing 13 again. Like this is a roller coaster ride here in Washington.
Yeah, it is not. It is not. Pierce had a rough week. That didn't help.
Listen, losing the quarterback was a good portion of the problem.
Yes.
To say it's the complete problem.
No, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Definitely something going on there. By the way, everybody, don't look now. But there might be a new best team in the AFC.
Oh. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. ETN, the running back, shotgun for Trevor. Dropping, looking, throws it out of the back for that's ETN. Tries to make him miss, does to the 5. Johnson to the goal line, touchdown! 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 A 10-yard touchdown pass to Travis Etienne. The Jags have extended the lead. How good is that?
On 1010XL and 92.5 FM, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We mentioned this game saying who's going to be the team that we believe is for real. Well, the Jaguars made a statement. 34-20, absolutely dominating the Broncos. And keep in mind, earlier in the week, Broncos head coach Sean Payton referred to Jacksonville as a small market team. Well, head coach Liam Cohen, he remembered that.
Yeah, great team effort. Just thankful that, a small market team like us can come into a place like Mile High and get it done.
I don't think that there was a worse start to a coaching career as Duval, but that is aging very, very well.
He's recovered
Liam Cohen knows how to run an offense, and Trevor Lawrence looks like the guy everybody thought he was going to be coming out of Clemson.
Well, isn't it interesting that, like, the two, I wouldn't say train wreck press conferences, but, like, curious press conferences.
Dan Campbell
and Campbell with the, biting knees. Mm-hmm. Now, it's starting to run out with the Lions.
We'll get to them in a second.
But it was a nice run, and now Jacksonville on a nice run. I don't know if I want to be dubbed the best team in the AFC until we actually are the best team, because the Bills, they were, and you barely beat Cleveland. But Jacksonville is part of the conversation. You don't go to Denver and beat up the Broncos, right?
That defense is pretty good, too. That's something else you got to keep in mind. So that Jaguar team has a chance at least to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Another team that's going to be here later in the binge will have something to say about that, I'm sure. But the Jaguars look legit, but we have to get, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do this all in the binge, but what the heck happened in Detroit?
Jared leans in. There's the snap on 4th down. Jared back. Jared stepping up. Jared looking, throwing, end zone. It is caught by Amon-Ra, shy of the end zone. He flips it back to Goff, who dives into the end zone for the touchdown. There's a flag that came in.
2 flags.
Here comes Carl Cheffers. The officials have finally broken. We're going to get the call right here. Is this game over or not?
The game is over.
So the pass interference called against Amon-Ra St. Brown.
There is no score. There is no score.
Negates the touchdown, which they got when he flipped it back to Jared, who ran in. And an offensive pass interference is how this game is going to end.
Now, that call was 37 seconds, but the real time of that was probably a whole half hour. You probably could have watched a small mini-series of a show on how long that took.
Because I'm doing the double game, but I think at that point it was before the double game started, right? So I'm watching it
you
on the
texted
red
us.
zone. And then, I don't know if people realize this. If there's one game left on red zone, and that game is nationally televised, red zone will shut down and not air it.
They send you to that
they send you to that game,
right?
Which you should be able to have. But unfortunately, the only option for me at the Rock was red zone.
Okay.
So luckily, I found somebody with a phone, and we're watching the game.
You and I
I'm
both
like,
picked that game.
What is taking so long? Go to the individual who threw the flag. Yeah. Why did you throw the flag? Oh, offensive pass interference, game over. I don't know. It should take 15 seconds, not 3 minutes, however long it took. Like what? So I'm thinking, all right, it must be on the call must be on the defense, and now they're trying to sort out whether they're going to allow the touchdown because forward progress looked like it might have been stopped, and I thought they were having a debate about that. And then to just say the game is over, Alan, explain to me what took so damn long.
Yeah, I think they were trying to figure out timing, like whether or not did it cross before, penalty, all that stuff. But he clearly pushed off, so there's your penalty, and there was nothing else to decide. Was there time on the clock? Did they have to do that? I have no idea. All I know is that wasn't the egregious bad call.
No.
It was the play before where they claimed there was a pick set that really look, we all know that they do those rub routes, right? Like they do that all the time. They just happened to call that one, and there was contact both ways. So to me, that's the one you don't throw a flag on. Why are you looking for that in that moment when you never? It's like calling it's like calling traveling or calling a cheap touch foul in the last 30 seconds or the last possession of an NBA game when you know you don't call it all game. Don't call it now. So that's the one. You and I both had this game. So I was locked on it. The Knicks are playing, and I'm still like locked on this because I would have been 3-0. By the way, if they would have scored that touchdown, and it was like that. I was losing it. Like what the? How do you call that? Yeah. And then that next play happens, and I was checked out on football.
And you guys know what my response was?
Yeah,
I was watching the Rangers flu game.
Yeah,
you really
are a broken man.
That was
Anthony is broken.
And you know what's funny? He sends the text message. I didn't realize I was watching the Rangers flu game. So when I go to check the score of the Ranger game, I'm thinking they're winning because I think a flu game, I think of Jordan.
No,
right?
Literally everybody's sick.
Flu game means overcoming like something like terrible.
So when I'm seeing this, it's 1-0. I'm like, all right, that sounds like it's a literal flu game.
Yeah,
not
literal.
Like what happened with Jordan.
Everybody was sick. Anyway, that was a somber 97 won the ticket, by the way. That's why you didn't hear the excitement from the Pittsburgh crowd. That was
since they chanted Tomlin's job, they've lost the game.
Lost in all that.
Another over 500 season. You're probably looking at the possibility of the Steelers winning that division.
What a horrible coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure Mike Tomlin's going anywhere.
I don't know how these Steeler fans can stomach these winning seasons.
We've got one more, fellas.
Okay.
And it was a good one last night. Sunday Night Football.
Sure was.
Looked like even without Lamar Jackson and Tyler Scoop Huntley, would he look good in green?
I thought we were losing this game, Alan.
But no.
Yes.
You didn't lose it because Drake May and the Patriots, they found a way to come back.
And now with Huntley in the gun before a 2nd and 15 from the 27. Baltimore trying to keep its playoff hopes alive. The snap is back. Huntley looks to the right. Nowhere to go there. Throws it over the middle. Catch by Flowers. He runs to the 30-yard line. Slips back. Pulls the ball back down behind. Patriots have it. A big hit by Caleb on Jason. Hustling after the play.
The angry mob in 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh, my goodness. What was happening in that booth, Donnie?
That was Scott Zolak was mauling.
A steppage. Well, that always happens with him, I should say, right? That always happens.
Well, the Pats were down 11, beat the Ravens 28-24, clinch a playoff spot.
What did I tell you about Drake May, boys? I said this in August.
Who does he love more, Don? Drake May or Shedeur Sanders?
Oh, you know what? The Drake May
thing, you think it's Shedeur?
It's Shedeur because
you have a chance to get him?
Well, he's wearing the wrong uniform. But I am disgusted with myself about how much I really do appreciate what's happening in New England. I hate it, but I can't deny that I don't respect it. Vrabel goes there. They get this kid. They have gotten him right. Josh McDaniels knows what he's doing. Again, it's not that hard. You look at New England, you're like, see, that's it. That's all you got to do.
Well, it gives you some hope, at least if you're a Giants fan.
Does it?
That you have a quarterback. Drake May did not look like this last year.
Well,
he looked better than Jackson Dart did.
Yeah,
but if you think you have a quarterback that shows signs and you think that the coaching is the problem, now the Giants have way more problems than just the coaching, but can you get a coach in there? And I'm not saying that they're going to win the NFC East, but at least be a serviceable / possible playoff team with the right coach for the Giants. That is what you have to strive for, in my opinion, and that
Your lips to God's ears.
is the NFL Binge.
Well, that's the NFL Binge.
Wow.
And it's all brought to you by and driven by Ramsey Mazda. It's the experience of driving a new Mazda and buying a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Got a lot of calls to get to. Talk about Week 16, the wild games, and how it doesn't feel like there are no great teams. That's a fact.
Yep.
But, how many very good teams are there? Kind of crazy. And do you think it's cool, or does it frustrate you like it does Alan and I? 1-800-919-3776. People have opinions on McNeil being gone from the Mets as he was traded to the A's. The Knicks are not going to be at full strength tomorrow when they take on the T-Wolves. Lots to get into, and let's do it coming up next here on Hahn Rosenberg on ESPN New York. There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings during the More to Move You event. Lease a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $199 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN S 912 MSRP $32,795.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, law, bite back?
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings during the More to Move You event. Lease a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $199 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 385912. MSRP $32,795. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
Boxing is back at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, January 31st for the Ring 6. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Power meets precision on boxing's biggest stage. This is one fight you won't want to miss. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and watch every round live exclusively on DAZN.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Not the greatest day, apparently, tomorrow. It's supposed to be some snow. I know everybody wants to get into the Christmas spirit, but to have a day of travel difficulty so close to Christmas is not ideal either. So hopefully everybody will be safe. This is our last show.
Yep. Can I? While we're saying this,
yes,
we didn't get a chance to have that day I always like to have, but I do want to acknowledge it here and then continue throughout the rest of the show to shout out all of you who work in the delivery business, whether it is the U.S. Postal Service, whether it is an Amazon driver, UPS, FedEx, all of you. I'm probably missing a few of the companies at this point, but everybody that is, you're working extra, you're working overtime. This is obviously your Super Bowl time in that business, but a lot of you are the reason why so many of us don't have to. It's a lot easier now to buy presents for people we care about, to get things for our loved ones. And instead of having to run out to stores and spend that extra time being stuck in traffic and the frustration of it all, it's so much easier now for so many people to just order things. And those boxes pile up on all of our stoops and in front of our doors. And you are the reason why. And so I just want to salute all of you in this business because it's not easy. These are exhausting hours. And I love the fact that so many of you used to call in my old show with Bart and tell stories about how if you saw the UPS driver and you were a FedEx guy, you cut him off or you would park in front of him so he couldn't get out, so you'd stay ahead of him on the route. Like, the competition was so much fun. But, again, salute to all of you who keep this thing moving and keep the holiday season basically energized. So thank you to all of you out there. This is your time of year, and I hope once we get to the other side of the holidays, you do get a little bit of rest and also a nice little bonus check as well for all the extra work you got to do.
Boy, it's bailed me out of many occasions because, especially with the jobs that we have and some of the travel, really cuts into just, going to the mall and carving out 3-4 hours to do shopping. It's really difficult. So being able to get stuff delivered is just it's a godsend for a lot of people. So, shout out to those people that also have families and also have lives, and they also have shopping to do too.
That's right.
So they are making the effort. My brother-in-law worked at UPS, and I remember this was the busy time for him. So I can imagine it is for everybody. Let's get to the busy phones. Let's go to Lewis in New Jersey. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Lewis?
Hello, guys. First, I just want to wish you guys a happy season. I'm glad you guys came in. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys.
No problem.
Thank you, Lewis.
I did want to say, though, you know how we like to talk about movement on this show? And yesterday I'm on the ESPN app, and the headline is that the Broncos wide receiver has movement. And
yes.
I chuckled until I realized, he's hurt. And as a paraplegic, I felt awful.
You didn't want to make a joke of it, yeah. I understand.
I'm laughing about it. And then I realized, and then I noticed that that's how they describe every one of these guys that get hurt. It's all about if they have movement. And so, my mind now goes to a different place thanks to you guys.
Yeah, it's our fault.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's movement, man.
He has movement. I'm calling to talk about the Mets because I think sometimes when we talk about this, I know, Don, you're very much, you just want to see what this plan is.
Right.
But I think if you go on social media, I've never seen anything like this before. the Mets have been posting like a gift. It's like their 10-day gift guide. Every day they post another thing, a suggestion for what you can get your Met fan, for Christmas. And there's literal emoji middle fingers as replies. And when you read the replies, I think either Stearns or Cohen did not realize that this many Mets regulars getting dumped, even though I don't think anyone is that upset about McNeil going, that it's just another one of the players. I think attendance is going to be awful next year. And I also believe that the real plan here, there's a lot of people are doing the allegations with that's just the only reason Cohen bought the Mets is the casino. I don't know if any of that's true or not, but I truly believe, because you heard Cohen calling anybody that thinks that he's not going to have the same budget an idiot, and his words were not great and not received well. And I think behind the scenes the Mets are cutting budget. That's all I think of this is, that they're going to go in next year with a lower budget, because you can't do this and expect the fans to follow along. They are. But
I don't know where there is any evidence that they'd want to cut budget. He's worth $23 billion.
Well, John, can I push back on that, though? Can I push back on that?
Go ahead.
Remember the last time back in 2022 when the Mets went in the playoffs, they failed, and Cohen went into full salary dump mode, right? Since then, we talk about Cohen and all his money, but at the end of the day, the Mets right now, yes, they have the second highest budget, but it's nowhere near the Dodgers.
When did they dump budget in 22?
When they traded away Verlander, Scherzer, and everybody else.
You know how much money he ate on those contracts to move him?
I'm aware.
Well, no, you must not be, because you said that that's not a salary dump. That was just to cut ties, and because he used his wealth to be able to move them. He wouldn't have been able to move them unless he ate a ton of money off of their contracts. They were cooked, and he moved them, and he's been proven right. Those guys haven't done anything.
I'm not saying that, Don. Here's what I'm saying to you. Last year when the Mets season started, I said to all my Mets friends, Mets aren't making the playoffs this year. And my reason was very simple, and they almost made me wrong, was that the starting pitching is awful. It will not hold up. This is not a starting pitching of a professional football team. Professional baseball teams. If you want to be a playoff team, you don't start with that starting pitching staff. It was always going to fail. And do you have any idea how much money at this point would have to be spent to fix this roster to turn it into a playoff roster?
Well, that's why
I don't think they're doing it.
Listen, when you say there's no plan, Lewis, yeah, attendance will be bad if this is their roster going into next year.
4 months to the start of the season.
But we've got a long. Can we see what it is first? And thank you for the phone call before we start destroying them. And listen, fans are going to flip out because fans enjoy being miserable. Fans always think the other shoe is going to drop, especially Met fans, especially Jet fans that haven't won in a long time and have had a lot of dysfunction. All right? Can we see what the pivot is? If this is their roster on opening day, again, I'll be right there with you, mad as hell and wanting to rip into Stearns and rip into Cohen. But why do you think he's getting rid of these guys? And why would Cohen worry about saving money? Well, you think this is anything to him compared to the money that he's trading along in his regular life? The casino thing, that's not going to be until 2030, all right? And I think he does want to win. He's letting Stearns build the team that he wants to win. And these guys that you want to hang on to so desperately, McNeil because he won a batting title, and Nimmo because he runs to first base after he walks, and because Alonso hit the home run against Williams. They didn't win with these guys. Let's see what he does. But to say there's no plan, to say that Cohen owns a team, sitting on $23 billion, and is looking to save money and cut payroll, it might make sense for the Yankees because of different financial constraints. That doesn't make sense for Cohen. And Alan, the salary dump of 2022, do you know how much he ate in money from Verlander and Scherzer to get rid of them?
And also turning him into prospects that they got back.
Well, because the first thing he said on opening day when he got the job was that I want to be able to rebuild the minor league system.
That's what that was about, right?
Yeah.
Look, we'll get plenty of this and plenty of calls in the 5 o'clock hour for sure, because there was a lot of different news. If you're just joining us, Jeff McNeil, according to Jeff Passan, will be traded to the Oakland A's for a low-level pitching prospect, and the Mets are sending money to the A's to cover a lot of what's left on McNeil's contract. So clearly just paying to get him out of here, that's just another player now away from this team. They're still waiting for the rebuild part. I mean, you were breaking it down. What now is coming next? it has been very cold there on the baseball front. But the football teams, the baseball, the Knicks getting another win. Jalen Brunson listed is out tomorrow night in Minnesota and more. Don, it's going to be a very busy 5 o'clock hour.
And Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Delays are building over at the outbound George. All of your approaches are jammed. Not even the Henry Hudson going to help you out. Worst of it, Cross Bronx westbound. First, a crash over by 3rd Avenue involving an Amazon tractor trailer and a couple of cars. Right lane is out. You're not moving much there from Castle Avenue. After that, stick with the lower deck if you can. We've got an accident on the upper level in the center lane closer to the Jersey side. Inbound George, about 10 to 15 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn, already about 45 minutes. No relief on the outbound Gowanus Brooklyn heading over to the Verrazano. Crash over by Fort Hamilton Parkway. Delays are backing up onto the westbound BQE. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, this is Mika Binge.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Looking for a fantastic holiday deal? Stop by Boost Mobile tomorrow, Tuesday, December 23rd from 2 to 6 p.m. at 8206 Roosevelt Avenue in Jackson Heights for their special holiday event. Free gifts to the first 50 kids and free photos with Santa. Bring the whole family, and while you're there, check out their amazing deal. Unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month. Forever, as in for life. Make the move and watch your savings stack up. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigs, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Unlimited plan.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Out here, pets are always by your side, watching the herd, running fence lines, or asleep at your feet. Pets are some of our favorite customers. When you bring them along to Tractor Supply, we'll always have a treat waiting. And with our price match guarantee, you'll always get the best price on their favorite food, toys, treats they love, and pet meds to keep them healthy. Tractor Supply, for pets out here.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
5:04 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 7 o'clock. Pleasure hanging out with you guys today. And we're going to be off for the rest of the calendar year, as we normally do. We'll be back with you guys coming up on January 2nd. So enjoy your holidays, but we still have a couple of hours of sports talk with you. 1-800-919-3776. Most of it bad. Giants lose. And again, I think Giant fans want them to lose and try to get that first overall pick. But it still doesn't look great to see your team. And then see Jackson Dart feel like he's taken a step back. We had Jordan Raanan earlier, and he said he did miss a couple of games because of the concussion. It's probably that. Does feel like that they're playing a little bit more conservative because of the injuries on the offensive line. He doesn't have any weapons. Slayton had another drop that could have been a touchdown. It's just so miserable to watch, honestly. If you're somebody that wants them to lose, all right, I get it. But then don't watch. Because and I know Jordan really explained it well about, hey, it wasn't as bad just running the football. There just wasn't a lot of passes. The offensive line was banged up. But I think it was like 1 for 5 in the first half, and they were just running the ball. And it's like, I thought part of the reason I want to watch the Giants is be entertained by Dart, and now they're not even doing that. Jets, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I understand your frustration if you're a Jet fan, Alan. They're dead. You're dead inside with them.
I am.
But everybody's coming back, and you hope that this offseason and this pick, whatever they have, they can find a quarterback. But I can't tell you that what you're watching is entertaining. You're getting zero quarterback play. The defense was getting shredded at times. Really, the only thing to watch with the Jets in recent vintage has been their special teams.
Yeah.
And that's been it. So the state of football is as bad as it's ever been. It's not going to get any better. So you're just going to have to, if you're a Jet fan, hope that they got the right pieces in place. Go find a quarterback in the offseason. And if you're the Giants, hopefully they'll get it right with the next general manager and the head coach. But now you're just kind of going through the motions these final couple of weeks. I'm glad I'm off because what's there even to discuss?
You heard
and
Jordan
talk about?
Like you heard Jordan. That's exactly it, Don. I feel the same as you do. It's what the hell else did I talk about? I've been in Jordan's shoes. I have been through that where you're covering a team in a lost season, and it almost feels like Groundhog Day, where it's just the same thing. You wake up and I Got You Babe is playing on the alarm clock.
Yeah.
And you're just like, here we go again. You get tired of it. Not that like you're invested in the team winning or losing. You're invested in just give me something fresher to write about. I've written this story already. And then you have the coach at the podium. He's going through the motions. What am I asking this guy? Like, why am I asking him? Does anybody really give a rip what he's got to say about the Giants right now? He's not even going to be here in a month. That's the problem that I think you're seeing over and over again, which is why, by the way, let's take a moment to just pour one out for Rich Cimini. The guy's been covering the team for like 35 years.
Yeah.
Think about how many losing seasons he's been through. Wow. How many seasons like this with a new coach that isn't going anywhere and a team that isn't going anywhere, and the whole thing of the idea of the hope of something happening that's going to turn things around, and it doesn't. Like, that's just unfortunately what happens. So we are in that place that we all agree. We all need to, I hate to use it, but it's really the acronym of JETS. Just end the season. Yeah, can we just get to the off-season because it's the only time there's anything really to talk about with the team where you feel like you're looking ahead?
Man, when was the last time we could actually analyze the game? Like
I
was on the text thread yesterday. Just I was upset. I can't repeat any of the things that I text you guys.
I will.
When they went for it on 4th and 5.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was really.
I like the second one.
That was vintage Don.
Because I still get emotional about the team. Because as much as this business kind of changes stuff.
Can I read the second one at least?
Go ahead. What the hell? It's Christmas.
No, I can't read the second.
You can't.
No.
But it's my
favorite. I can read the first one, though. Look at me. I say blank and go for it on 4th down. I have a huge blank. Yeah, with no job, clown.
It's 4th and 5. What are they at, like the 10? I'm like, what do you go? Just kick the damn field goal, tie the game. Why? What is? And again, these coaches. It's so frustrating with these coaches because I'm gonna play a little pop psychologist. Okay,
okay.
I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. Is that they think they're being tough guys. I'm going to go for it on 4th and 5. I'm not going to just tie the game. We win with touchdowns, not field goals. Listen, you're lucky you score a point. You suck. So it's 3-0. Kick the damn field goal, tie the game. 4th and 5, just get your quarterback sacked because everybody and their mother knows that you're passing because you can't run on 4th and 5. What are you going for? Kick the damn field goal. That's the one thing that bothers me. Even because I was in transit having to go to the Devil game. When Carl Banks even said it. Oh, go for it on 4th down. Why not? So we're at the state. What does it matter? Why punt? Go for it at your own goal line. What does it matter? There's got to be some structure. You're still playing a game. You're still game planning. You're still preparing. And for these stupid coaches to go, I'm oh man, and I go for it on 4th down. You know what? You're compensating for something else, okay? When the middle-aged guy buys the Camaro, is because he's lacking in other areas of his body, okay? It's not going to grow. It is what it is. It's what God gave you. So whether you go for 4th or not, it's not going to matter. It's not going to get any bigger. Just coach the damn game.
What if it's a Firebird?
Coach it. I say F words. I go on television. Because I'm really... No, you're going to be out of a job, and rightly so. And you know what? Weird. Either don't wear the hat or have the hat actually on your head.
Oh, no.
All right?
You can't go there. Go ahead.
Because you look like... You know what you look like? You look like what I was just talking about.
Yep.
What you're compensating for, you're now looking like on the top of your head. I went from really thinking this guy had a chance to get this job to where I can't wait for him to get the hell out. Anthony Pusick said it right. Now, Anthony doesn't get credit because Anthony's negative about everything. All right? So when you're negative about everything, there's going to be some things you're going to get right. But he was right. I mean, they just got to wipe this clean. Really. They got to Brillo it down to the nub.
Power wash.
Everybody's got to go.
It stinks.
Yeah, it needs dude wipes.
It just stinks, guys.
Just dude wipes all over the franchise.
And I know it doesn't matter. I guess the reason why I'm so against tanking is because it's an easy out for fans, right? So they don't have the moment that I had yesterday because they don't care anymore. They're still watching, tank, lose, get the pick. The positive byproduct of that is then you don't have to care anymore. You don't have to get upset at the poor play and the missed tackles and the bad decisions because you've already tapped out. But you don't want to admit you tapped out, so you're saying, well, I want them to tank so I get the better pick. What does it matter when the team's an absolute mess? Mm-hmm. You could have handed this team Joe Montana in their prime. They'll screw it up because they're a mess. So we got to fix it by cleaning it out, man. Clean it the hell out. Shane, Kafka, they all got to go. It just stinks. The Jets deserve another shot because it's only year one. And again, I didn't think the expectations were that much to begin with. But this Giant thing, man, a year ago, almost to the day, I thought they were going to clean it out, and they brought everybody back. And that was one of the worst mistakes John Mara ever made. And now
it was all because he watched the documentary. Right? All because of the documentary. He felt he just had emotion in that moment. I propose we do a Don LaGreca Mad Libs, where we take texts of his that you can't read verbatim, take out the words, and see if people can figure out the words.
You just did it. You're a dope if you don't know what words I was
I think pretty clear. It's pretty clear. But it's still like that. That's definitely a fun game.
I'm glad I'm able to share all that with the thread. The text thread sometimes can be very cathartic.
It's what I try to use it as such. Sometimes I end up talking to myself, but I'm used to that.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, Don. If you're a Met fan that also happens to be a Giant fan and a Ranger fan,
oh boy,
your front office is doing what the other two didn't have the guts to do. You may love all of those players, Alonso, Diaz, Nimmo, McNeil. Love that they take their shirts off when they win games. Love that they hug at the end of games. Love that it seems like they have cool little handshakes and they have the trumpet. But they weren't winning. And it really hurts when you lose guys that you've liked for a really, really long time. But you know what's going to be even better than the guys that you like? Actually winning a championship. Yeah. Because the Rangers didn't move on from their core, and now they're in no man's land. And the Giants, that's a completely different story. I don't know what it is that they loved about any of the things in particular, but they decided to stick with it, and it didn't work. and they didn't keep guys that the fan base loved, and they replaced them with bad guys. So you've seen it on the Mets side of if it doesn't work out, this is what it could look like.
But that's the problem is we don't know what
you
they're
have to
replacing
try.
them with. You have to wait.
Can we just wait and see?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why you wait and see, and there's also a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings.
Brilliant.
During the More to Move You sales event. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX
so good.
32.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM839072. MSRP $26,690. Zero security deposit ends 1/2/26. And don't put if you're a giant Met fan, as I am, don't put the evils on one franchise and assume it's attached to the other. Because Anthony's right. The Mets are moving on from a team that didn't win. They did entertain us. They were fun, but they didn't win. And you're willing to kill them, not knowing what the pivot is, because history tells you that it's probably not going to work anyway. Mets haven't won since '86, and the Giants, even though they've won recently, most recent New York franchise, by the way, to win a title, still have had so much dysfunction since then that they're not given the benefit of the doubt. But you're right. You got to wait and see what it is. And that caller's right. I see it. I go onto social media. The Mets will tweet something out, and it's a bunch of middle finger emojis, and I hate you, yada, yada. And then what are you going to say if what the plan is works? What are you going to say now? You're going to apologize? You're going to say I was wrong? Or are you going to still find a way to hate them and say, oh, they'll still screw it up anyway? Can I at least see what it is? And they're under no obligation, Alan, to tell you what the plan is. You wish you knew. I think that's the other thing. Fans are upset because they don't know who's coming. Like last year, they knew Soto was on the table. Is Bellinger on the table? Is Skubal on the table? By the way, Stearns was at the Devil game last night.
Not only Stearns.
Oh, no. Livy was there as well.
She was there, too.
They wouldn't come on, though. Danico was red hot. Danico's a big baseball fan. I think he was going to recruit for the Mets. They wouldn't come on.
That's probably why.
And,
it would have been a bad look if they did. I find it more interesting that Tate was there. We know anything about her and Jack? They were allegedly seen canoodling in New York City recently.
They were. They're showing pictures of that.
Do we know anything? Any scuttlebutt?
Well, I'm
what do you got?
saying she was there.
Something for page 6 right now, Don. You can break it.
Something's going on. So she was in the building. Livy, who grew up in Jersey, so she's actually a Devil fan. Stearns grew up in California. I don't know if he knows anything about hockey.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was quite the place to be last night with those three.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the Devils are hot. Everybody wants to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Look what happens when you take over.
I'd like to see a few more goals than just one.
That'd be helpful.
It was cool to see Hughes score, though, but it was.
That part was very. Very important.
Almost everybody played yesterday, right? And now nobody today. We had the Jets, you had the Giants, you had the Knicks, you had the Rangers, you had the Devils.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand. 1-800-919-3776. Danny in Long Island. Merry Christmas, brother.
Christmas came early at Danny's house yesterday, that's for sure. First of all, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah. That's over. Merry Christmas for everybody and a Happy New Year. Yes. And in case Peter's paternity leave doesn't end anytime soon, Happy Memorial Day, Happy 4th of July, and Happy Labor Day.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But, Don, we just got a word that in Drop Madness, your number one category is now, it's not going to grow. It's what nature gave you. just a line of biblical proportions. Let me talk to you. Can we, before we get to obviously what I want to talk about, can I give you the last list of 2025? A little lighthearted. We all have kids. We watch the same movies over and over again till our eyes bled. And the kids watched them every time like it was the first time. Okay. I can give you either my 5 favorite Christmas cartoons or my favorite 5 Christmas cartoon characters.
Okay.
Which would you like?
Characters.
Okay. Character number 1.
The characters one. Who do you got?
The Winter Warlock. Love the character. Evil, but turned out to be a good guy.
Yes.
Meisterburger. Mean all around, but a great character.
Very mean.
Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Silver and gold.
He was dead.
Great
He
guy.
came back. They couldn't kill him.
Couldn't kill him.
Bumbles Bounce.
Bumbles Bounce.
Yes.
How about Jaime? Special merit for Jaime from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That was a good guy. And let's not forget Heat Miser, Cold Miser from the Year Without a Santa Claus. That was an underrated Christmas special, if I may say so.
Those were, by the way, when you watch them now as an adult, because I don't know if everybody else does, but when it's on, you stop because it's nostalgic. Then you realize these were horrifyingly scary.
Yes.
Like, it's amazing how they made these things so scary for a kid. Where anything today now that you watch, it's all like everything's happy and sweet. Those were like, how did you not have nightmares? How did we not have nightmares watching stuff like that?
And some of them, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which, by the way, as Peter would say, was a Fred Astaire vehicle. That was like claymation, where they had to move the dolls every second to make them appear like they were moving.
It took 3 years to film that.
Yeah, right. So anyway, listen, obviously I nearly had a nervous breakdown and a heart attack all in one moment yesterday. The longest 3 minutes of my life, waiting for the referees to decide what they wanted for dinner after the game. I mean, I don't know. That was just
as a fan,
unbelievable.
you were invested, so yeah.
I invested. I dropped to my knees like it was Christmas morning. I would say one thing. I do agree with you that the first pass interference call was a little questionable, and the second pass interference call obviously was the right call.
That was
and
obvious,
you made a statement, right? And you made a statement that if you either call it or you don't. The problem was they called it on the Steelers in the second quarter. The Steelers tight end did the pick, and they called it against the Steelers. They lost. They lost the touchdown.
Okay.
So obviously there was some referee hiding in the end zone who woke up this morning saying, "This is my moment to call this offensive pass interference in the end zone," because you don't see it that often. I always feel bad for the defensive guy because when you look at the play, the last play, if he runs straight into the Steeler cornerback, they're going to call offensive. They're going to call defense. The fact that he put his hands out and pushed him was what made it offense. To me, if a defensive guy has position, whether you're in hockey, basketball, and you run straight into him, you commit a penalty. But only in football can a quarterback have position and you run straight into him and you get called with holding or defensive holding or pass interference. And now I always feel bad for the defensive people because they're always on the wrong end of it.
Oh, you're always compromised.
The only problem I had with the delay was I tried to figure out what they're thinking about, and all I could come up with is, well, wait a second. If they agreed to get into the huddle and that they did blow the whistle on the forward progress, well, that would mean they blew the whistle, the clock stopped, and now there's going to be another play, because if it's a touchdown, the Steelers have to take the penalty, which knocks them back. So basically say, okay, he scored a touchdown, and there's 2 seconds to go. So therefore, the Steelers have to accept the penalty, knock him back 15 yards, and there's going to be one other play. Once they establish that, yes, there was a touchdown, but there was no more time remaining, there wasn't going to be another play, and therefore, by the grace of God, we got out. And then the Ravens lose at night, so I could barely get to bed last night. I was so pumped up. My kids were really fired up about it.
It's amazing to me. We have fun with you, Danny. A Merry Christmas and Happy
All the
New Year.
best, Danny.
We'll talk to you in 2026. I understand your frustration with Tomlin. I do. But coming from a Giant and Jet fan, respectively, here, we laugh at your complaints because you're going to have another winning season. You're going to win this division. On the year in which everyone chanted, fire Tomlin, they're going to win this division. Now, I don't think they're a great team, but guess what? Who is a great team? It's all about who's hot, who's in the right position. That's who's going to come out of these two respective conferences. Because who are the best teams? We thought it was the Rams. And then the Rams end up losing to the Panthers, and then they lose to the Seahawks. It's the Bears right now, but I'm not confident to say the Bears are coming out of the NFC. Philadelphia is having meetings behind their quarterback's back. The AFC, Buffalo, want to anoint them. They barely beat Cleveland.
That was,
Denver's unstoppable. They lose to Jacksonville. Jacksonville could turn around and lose the next 2 games. Who the heck knows? So Pittsburgh's got themselves an experienced quarterback. They got a great coach. I wouldn't expect them to go far, but who's going far, Alan? Who's the team that you're going to say, that's the team I'm confident in saying is going to go to the Super Bowl? The Bills? They never do.
It's amazing. Every week, I think I found the team, and then every 2 weeks, I'm like, nope, got to change it, because it's unreal. You go from the Rams, we have bounced around with so many teams. Early on, it was Buffalo for me. Then for a while, like I said, the Rams had you. Early on, it was the Bucs. They can't even beat Carolina. Now Carolina's in control now in that division.
Yeah, in control, 8 and 7.
Is all of a sudden Jacksonville now the flavor of the month? Who are the teams that Broncos for a minute you felt, and then they get their doors blown off? There's so many different things. New England a couple of weeks ago. Now, are you sure? this is a lot different this year than we've seen in a long time, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Mahomes and the Chiefs they're done.
Yeah.
They got a fork in them.
The
We're
Lions
not used
are
to
done.
this.
The Chiefs are done.
Yep.
A lot of sexy
Ravens.
teams. Not that the NFL needs sexy to get ratings and interest, but you're not going to have the Chiefs. You're not going to have the Cowboys. You're not going to have the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not going to have the Ravens. Some like really sexy teams, big-time quarterbacks are not going to be playing in the postseason, but they'll still have enough to get, 1 billion people to watch their games. 1-800-919-3776. We've got an ENN, an Anthony Pusick-led ENN coming up at 6. Take you up until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Got a full fresh batch of Ativan. Yeah. I think it's the only reason he travels, so he can drug himself. Well, it's the only reason I'm able to travel. Otherwise, I have panic attacks. I can't handle them. I can't wait till the Giants win. You're eating those things, and then all of a sudden it's Wolf of Wall Street, and you're crawling around.
Come on, stand up. Okay, walking's out. Think, what else is there? Yes, I can crawl.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The holidays are here, and Amazon Pickup is your MVP of package pickup. Need that perfect gift like a brand new jersey for the big game? With Amazon Pickup, you can grab your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule at no extra cost. It's fast, it's easy, and it keeps your holiday surprises tucked safely away. So whether you're running from work or heading to the holiday party, Amazon Pickup makes holiday shopping worry-free. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
You guys are so locked in on Dart, and you think he's the guy. Fine, good for you. I'm not there yet. You know why? Because I need proof. I need to see it for more than a few weeks to believe in it. Here's what I know. I see a guy that is nowhere near somebody that I would call a lock to be my quarterback of the future.
This is the question, right? Because do you really, truly have to consider Mendoza?
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
That 3 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
St. John's is back in action at home against Harvard. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 due at signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey. Not so great on Route 3 westbound, heading over to 21 in Clifton. Crash on the ramp to the southbound side. Add that to the volume. You're hitting the brakes from the Turnpike Eastern Spur on through. Inbound, George, stick with the lower deck if you can. Upper level, about a 15 to 20-minute ride. All of your approaches the outbound side are jammed. Aside from the Henry Hudson, Cross Bronx westbound, still have this crash in the right lane involving an Amazon tractor trailer over by 3rd Avenue. Not moving much there from the Bruckner on through. Deegan southbound picking up some heavy slowdowns heading over to the Cross Bronx. You're solid there from the Mosholu on down. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Helena run you 45 plus. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Don, I'm gonna ask you for
yes, dear,
a ruling here, if I could. So I don't know. You were busy last night, so you probably didn't see it. But Jalen Brunson and I had another one of those moments on the court after the game.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did he stick his thumb somewhere?
Well, it did have to do with thumb.
Okay.
He just the last question I asked him was just picking. There was 3 different plays, and I just said, "Which one do you think was the best one?" And he said a play that Josh made, and he said even though he hasn't been a good friend lately, and so when he was done, he just said, "But I got to give him credit." And I said, "Yeah, thumbs up to that." And he walked away, like he turned and he gave me like a funny look, and he started laughing like he got it.
Okay.
And so that it certainly has made the rounds, which is always good. But now that it's being picked up by a lot of the aggregate accounts, I'm being referenced as reporter, quote unquote. So how do I feel about that?
No, you should feel a way about it.
Not being identified at all.
I know, well, don't take it personal because it's just laziness out of people. They don't know, and rather than do the work, the 5 seconds it would take to look up
they're basketball
who it is.
accounts, though, Donnie. They're basketball accounts.
We have this audio.
Oh, you have it? Oh, okay. You want to play it?
I'm putting you on the spot. Josh. I'm going to say Josh. Unfortunately, I'm going to say Josh. You know, he's been a pretty terrible friend as of recently, but I'm going to say Josh.
Thumbs up to that. Thank you, Jalen. So after I said it, he made a face, and then when I said thank you, he turned. Then he turns back to the camera and me, and he points like you're bad, but he's laughing. Thank goodness he got. He thought it was funny, which I figured he would. But first of all, I don't care about the I'm noticing on my feed, the notifications I'm getting, there's a lot of people that are saying, putting my name, adding me under these accounts. I'm like, what is this about? And it's because I'm being labeled as a reporter.
I know.
And these are basketball accounts. You would think basketball accounts would know who the hell I am, right?
Well,
but hey,
I
don't get paid anymore for that.
I had some moments early on with the Devils when they had won 8 in a row, and the Brat breakaway in overtime against the Canadians. And there were a few times like Spittin' Chicklets, which is like the Bible to hockey fans.
And they know you.
Let's say, they'll say announcer goes crazy in Devil game. It's like they wouldn't give me credit. But some fans will say, no, hey, that's Don LaGreca, because they're cool. But that's what they do. They figure we don't care about the announcer, we care about the moment kind of thing. So they don't want to do the 2 seconds to just double check who called the game or who interviewed the player. You'd like to think that these accounts can know you by sight, but I just wonder if it's because they would get more attention if they added you on it. Like Alan Hahn interviewing Brunson, because they'd get even more love. But I don't think it's just
it's funny.
The people that do it, I don't think give it that kind of time of day. You know what I mean?
It's the same accounts though that in August are like, "Can you come on the podcast?" So it's like I don't care. I bring it up just to have some fun with it, but also because I just happen to see I'm getting notifications like, what the hell's going on now? Because last night it was fun. It went all over the place. It was really funny. And this morning a little more. I got some texts from friends, but seeing it now and people are mad, put some respect on his name, and I love it. Knick fans dragging these accounts because they didn't name me, which God bless the Knick fans. That's why I love them. But I was wondering if you understood it. Like,
of course.
As something that it's like, wait a minute. Like, I can understand if it's like a random sports account, but it's a basketball. Like all they do is basketball. But that's fine. I don't need that kind of. Like I said, if I got paid for it, then I'd be mad. I'm not paid for it, so I don't care.
It's interesting, but again, the people know who you are, so they came to your defense, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, let's do. By the way, just to shout out the chat on YouTube, because we have a huge audience today, which is great to see in Christmas week that people are still with us, which is awesome. So we thank them, we appreciate them. But I know that Juan in White Plains has been waiting forever to talk a little Yanks.
Okay, sorry, Juan.
Why don't we bring him?
The show got away from us.
It's all good. Don, Alan, thank you so much for taking my call today, okay? I've been meaning to make this call sooner, but for whatever reason, I'm making it today, and it's appropriate because it's the beginning of Christmas week. Don, Alan, as people are writing their letters to Santa, I'm writing mine to Brian Cashman.
Oh, boy.
Brian, I know you're listening, so turn the volume up. Last year, dear Brian, I'm sorry. Last year, around this time, the Mets went out and got Juan Soto. This year, the Dodgers landed Edwin Diaz. 2 weeks ago, the Orioles grabbed Pete Alonso. You know, everyone else gets to open their Christmas presents early, but for the second straight year, the Yankees have absolutely nothing under my tree. Okay? And, furthermore, last year at the trade deadline, I didn't get anything either, and fine, it's fine, inflation, right? Times are tough. I get it. But, what makes this even more frustrating is that I look at the Orioles and Blue Jays offenses, and they look significantly better than the Yankees right now. I mean, I'm just going to name a few real quick. The Orioles are rolling out Pete Alonso, Jordan Westburg, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. The Blue Jays, Vladdy, Barger, George Springer, the guy Ernie Clement. I'm sure you heard of him. These are good young hitters. Guys who hit for average. They run the bases. They put pressure. Yeah, they put pressure on defenses. So,
what does this tell you?
Yeah,
Well, before we ask you why you feel the way you feel, can I just do a little bit of fact checking? Last trade deadline last year was Jazz Chisholm. Last off season under your tree was Cody Bellinger and Max Fried.
Okay,
that's a pretty good pivot from Juan Soto. Right?
Yeah,
so
fair.
I want you to understand, like your cupboard wasn't bare at all.
But
so let's just go there. All right, good, Don. Now I just want to fact check. Don, take it over.
You've been told.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cody Bellinger was leased. I mean, the Yankees didn't even buy me.
Well, you don't know that. Whoa, you don't know that yet.
Well, they haven't yet. I know. You're right. They haven't yet. And they gave me, Trent Grisham, Aaron Judge. That's an expensive outfield. You're going to tell me they're going to commit to $30 million to Bellinger in the outfield?
You just hit it,
Aaron
Juan.
Judge. Don't ever mention his name.
The scary thing, Juan, you've been told. You were told by Michael Kay, by many different people, that there is going to be a budget. They have no appetite to go over $300 million. There's a pending lockout or strike, a possible cap that's coming, and that's all being factored in here. That it's probably going to be a team as presently constituted with Bellinger back that they can add to once they get to the deadline if they believe they need something. Now, you'll have a complaint, Juan, and thank you for the phone call, if Bellinger doesn't come back and they don't replace him. Then I think you got a complaint. But as long as Bellinger is still there to be brought back, I don't know what else you can complain about. Yeah, the Blue Jays are going to be active. I get it. You've got a rotation. Granted, it's not going to be healthy to start the year. But Cole's going to come back. Rodon is going to come back. You've got Judge. If you don't have Bellinger, then I can understand. But can we see what it looks like first before you're writing letters instead of Santa Claus to Brian Cashman? But the Yankee fans were told that this was not going to be one of those years where there was going to be a frenzy.
No, they're waiting to get healthy in May. They think that they weren't really healthy all last year because of those especially because of the Cole injury. They lost a lot of pitchers last year, and they feel like I do think the Bellinger thing though is definitely that to me is a pivot move though. That's a pivot point, I should say, right, Don? If he does not come back, that does change a lot with your lineup and your defense and your options. Yes,
yes,
at least that. But the rest of it, pitching, no, they have tons of pitching. They have to get it healthy, and in May they hope to have everybody healthy. But the Bellinger thing, I do feel like is a pivot point for this offseason. Well, if they don't bring him back, if he signs somewhere else because they couldn't sign him, they didn't want to pay him, whatever it was, that to me would be alarming.
Well, and I can't ask Juan because we already disconnected him, but who did you want that they didn't get? Like, did you want Diaz? Did you want Alonso? No. You saw some big names, but were any of the ones that you wanted to get? Or are you just upset they haven't done anything to entertain your hot stove? That's not their job. Their job is not to entertain you in December. Like, I feel bad for those baseball-only fans that, like, live for the offseason. I got to be honest with you. It's like repeats of I Love Lucy. There's nothing there. You got nothing. I agree with you. But the Yankees aren't in the business of entertaining you during the wintertime. Yeah. They're going to try to do their best but so I don't know what they missed out on yet. Maybe they did. I don't know. Do you feel like they missed out on anybody? Was anybody acquired during the offseason? You said, boy, I wanted the Yankees.
There's no name that really had me like, oh man,
Bellinger. Yeah. You knew, bring back Bellinger.
That's it. I think that's definitely part of it.
If Bellinger comes back, if Bellinger signs with the Mets and the Yankees don't do anything to counter that, then I can understand you being really upset.
Listen, that's 2 from the chat, by the way. 2 calls from the chat. You guys in the chat, man. Those are 2 tough calls. Those were 2 tough ones today.
On hold for a while, if you wanted to do that, is Robbie in Lenox, Massachusetts. He's been on hold for 152 minutes. I apologize, Robbie, but we got a lot going on. What do you got?
And we don't talk hockey around here.
Guys, what's going on? I want to talk about a couple of things. Here's the deal. I want to talk about the New York Giants. You know, Don, I'm a couple of years older than you, and I sat behind the post at Yankee Stadium when I first started going with my father in 1972, when Norm Snead, Rocky Thompson, Ron Johnson, and Spider Lockhart, and we had traded when they traded away my first year with Fran Tarkenton. I sort of was into the Vikings, but then I became a Chargers supporter because the Giants were so bad in the 70s. It was unbelievable. But this is the worst I've ever seen. Don, you were mentioning before earlier in the show about the teams in the 70s. At least we had a respectable defense. I can't stand bad defense. Don, I would rather see a game that has a great defense than a bunch of scoring with no defense. I like defensive football, and this is an embarrassing team, the Giants. You not only have to change the personnel on this team and the general manager, you have to bring in a player who wants to change the culture of this team, like Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms changed the culture of this team. I want to see former Giants come back. John Mara, if you're listening out there, like this guy just talked about a letter, okay? He talked about a letter to Cashman, all right, and I love the Yankees. Trust me, I was born in the Bronx and raised in Westchester all my life, and I've been up here in the Berkshires about 21 years. But, I mean, I am just so disgusted with the fact that I love John Mara and his family. I had a chance to meet Wellington. I was at an NFL dinner many years ago as a 19-year-old kid, and I walked up to him. I was a little nervous. But, I mean, seriously, guys, there's no direction right now. They have some young players. We just need somebody to infuse something. I like your idea. Call Bill Parcells. Call Tom Coughlin. Get a meeting together. Let John Maris talk to these guys. See what they can come up with. See if they have names. Bring in a guy. Maybe there's somebody out there that they think can run the organization the way it's supposed to be run, with proper drafting, with proper scouting, with having the Giant name worn on their heart. That's what they need. They need an infusion of that. They need to bring guys back to teach them the Giant way, okay? Just like the Rangers need the same thing right now. Now, Chris Drury played for the Rangers, a pretty good player. It's not only Drury, it's the past. It's the past. The Rangers have been a disaster, Don, okay, in the front office, because to me, what they don't do is they don't develop players. Why are they bringing back slow, older players in contracts? Look, J.T. Miller is past his prime. Okay, all these guys are past their prime. They're all in their 30s. What is the plan right now exactly? They couldn't even go and try to get Quinn Hughes. Was that their plan, Don? Anyway, listen to your comments. I'm so disgusted. Last night, I know it's tough on the schedule, but can you give me a better effort? And can Mike Sullivan have a more boring style of hockey? I know they don't have a lot of talent, but can we just bring up the kids, please? Why don't they? I would take 2 years years of missing the playoffs just to bring the
There's
kids.
no kids to bring up. What kids are you going to bring up? They already brought up Perot. They brought up Laba.
I know that's the problem. It's like an NHL team. I know, Don. I agree with you, but what do you do? Listen, I'll get your thoughts and thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful holiday. Appreciate
Anthony,
it so much.
thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
Anthony brought it up about like making the changes that the Mets are making. Well, they wanted to get rid of Zibanejad. He wouldn't waive his no movement clause. All right, they got rid of Kreider. They brought JT Miller in because they thought that they still had enough there, but he's over 30. What are you going to do with Panarin? He's in the last year of his contract. Like you're kind of like you're not that old of a team, but you're not that young either. It's tough in a cap sport, Alan, to make these changes. Baseball, you could do it a little bit easier because there aren't that dead money and all the cap lingo that you get. You just, if you're willing to eat the money, you can get rid of guys,
It's tough to get out of it. That's the problem with
tough.
no move clauses, with these long-term, these 8-year deals like it. And you also, I do feel like there was a lot of gun-to-your-head decisions made a couple of years ago when they were in the midst of looking like a team that, was sort of in a run, right? Like that was it?
Hey,
was it two Final Fours in 3 years or something? That's what it feels like. And now they're paying the price.
And that's just like the Mets. And it's kind of just like the Giants, right? Well, the Giants, wait a minute, in 22, they won 9 games. They won a playoff game. They're close. No, they weren't close. They weren't even close to close. Oh, well, the Mets, they won 101 games. They went to Game 6 of the League Championship Series. They're close. No, you're not really that close. Oh, the Jets are close. Back-to-back championship. No, not close. And the Rangers had those 2 runs, and that's what they were. They were runs. But they weren't sustainable, and they're not as good as they thought they were. But you locked up contracts, and you made certain deals. And you talk about bringing up kids. There's no kids to bring up. You brought up the kids. But they need some place to play, right? I mean, you're not going to have all these older players be healthy scratches. It's, listen, you're betwixt and between. And that's what a lot of these franchises are. And give the Mets credit. They blew it up. And yet they're getting killed for it. Then you got the Giants and the Rangers didn't blow it up, and they're getting killed for it. Like, let's wait and see how it works out. And I feel like the Mets did the right thing. I'll be proven right or wrong, I guess, in a few months. 1-800-919-3776. Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
St. John's is back in action at home against Harvard. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
No gift? No problem. With Target's last-minute gifts, the holidays are a breeze. You can score on the hottest toys, beauty must-haves, chocolatey stocking stuffers, and much more. And if you need it now, no worries. Swing by any Target store today and snag all the stocking stuffers and gifts for the most magical season yet. Step into the holidays, check off everything on your list, and save big on your last-minute gifts. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, Your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM839072. MSRP $26,690. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 7 tonight. 6 o'clock, we'll have ENN with Anthony Pusick. A lot on the table to talk about as we are doing our last show of the year. We will have the likes of Ty Butler and Pat O'Keefe.
The likes of?
That are going to be filling in. And on the morning, you're going to have some Dan Grassa. You're going to have some Jake Assman. Dan Grassa had to fly to New Orleans as insurance in case Bob Wischusen couldn't make it to the game, but Dan did a good job doing sidelines on the radio yesterday.
Caught some
got a free trip to New Orleans, and
that's not nothing.
That's not nothing. Get
Right.
a little charter meal back and forth. Stay at a nice hotel. So, but
little Bourbon Street. Night
Bob
before.
made it. Bob made it for the game
Because he's a pro.
Boy, he deserves better.
Oh,
Such a good broadcaster,
and you
such
could
a
hear
bad
it.
team.
Like listening to the broadcast, it's such a quality broadcast.
It is,
and he just he's just trying real hard. He really I'm giving you all I got.
Yeah, it's still NFL. It's still a game, and you got to be on top of it, and you do the best you can with what you got to work with.
That's
and
it.
Just has not been a lot to work with. 15 straight years of missing the playoffs, 14 of those 15 losing seasons. It's but maybe this is the regime. We'll see. It hasn't been great for the Giants, although they did appear in the playoffs a couple of times in that span, but still not much since their last Super Bowl in 2011. So it's been bad for sure. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Steve. He's in Homeville. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. Good talking to you. I think as of yesterday, the Maras and the Tisches probably have put Joe Schoen in charge of the next general manager search. Just the notion that anybody can entertain the idea there's any chance of this guy coming back, it's unfathomable. No fan would ever tolerate this. That ship has sailed. And I just want to bring up one thing Joe Schoen said a few weeks ago at his press conference during the bye week. He said he doesn't make the same mistake twice. That's true. He makes it 3, 4, 5 times at least. I want to contrast something that Schoen has done repeatedly and contrast that with something Howie Roseman did. From the first 2 drafts that Schoen had in 2023, his first and third round draft pick from 2022, Evan Neal and Josh Azudu, are completely non-functional players, yet they will have lasted all 4 years of the contracts, of their rookie contracts. And the following year, Deontay Banks in the first round and Jalen Hyatt in the third round have lasted 3 of the 4 years. So those are 4 highly drafted players that are unplayable and completely useless. And I want to bring up something that Howie Roseman did that just shows you why he's probably the best general manager in football and also why the Eagles have such success. The year of the great receiver back, I believe, was in 2021. And that was the year that Justin Jefferson was drafted and T. Higgins and C.D. Lamb. And the Eagles made a catastrophic mistake. They drafted, right before Justin Jefferson, they drafted Jalen Reagor, a complete bust. Obviously, the Eagles' wide receiving core was depleted, and they felt the need to take a first-round receiver. It took him 1 year to dump this guy, realizing he was a complete bust. And what does he do? He trades for A.J. Brown, and then he drafts Devontae Smith the next year. Now, all of a sudden, the Eagles have one of the best receiving cores. He didn't sit there and go, gee, I drafted a first-round guy. I got to hold on to this guy. It's going to look bad. Joe Schoen is horrible. He's going to end up with 5 wins in over 2 seasons. Crazy. And there's no way that he can retain his position at this point.
And he won't, Steve, and thank you for the phone call and happy holidays. What happens is when you don't have a quarterback, and you go from Daniel Jones to the pivot at the end of last year to, is it a bridge quarterback? Are we going to trade for Dart? We didn't know this time last year they were going to have Jackson Dart. That when you're evaluating talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball, Alan, you don't have a quarterback, you're thinking, well, maybe if I get the right quarterback, this pick will work.
Yeah.
And then you find out I get the right quarterback and the pick still doesn't work. You've got to be able to evaluate in real time what you have. And he's had way too many misses.
Yeah.
And you double down on guys like giving Slayton a contract, and all he's doing is dropping balls. And listen, Slayton was a good wide receiver for this team for a while. But sometimes you got to know when to cut bait, and he doubled down, and it didn't work out.
Well, they did that, but I could see the reasoning behind it. You're right that it's not working out, but
right.
When you have you had Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Malik Neighbors, you got to have a grown-up in the room, right? In the wide receiver room.
Oh, of course.
So you're thinking along those lines.
And then you lose Neighbors, and Moore's put on Slayton's shoulders, he obviously couldn't. There's reasons for everything, right? Like, as much as you may not like Joe Schoen, or you may not like McCagnon with the Jets, or Drury
Every
with
GM
the Rangers,
has a plan.
There's a plan. It just doesn't always work. I know you want to say in comment, they're not stupid. They just have a plan. Some work, some don't. They see something, and what they saw never transpired. Sometimes it's on the player. Sometimes they looked at it and said, this player is supposed to work, but the player didn't work out. And it's the general manager that pays the price for it, unfortunately. But you know what? He said it. Could end up being 5 wins over the last 2 years. That's ultimately it, right? Not how many Pro Bowls, not how much room you have under the cap.
Yep.
Wins and losses. Big win coming up. You know why?
Why?
ENN with Anthony Jusic. We all win when that happens.
No doubt.
Don Hahn Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
You guys are so locked in on Dart, and you think he's the guy. Fine, good for you. I'm not there yet. You know why? Because I need proof. I need to see it for more than a few weeks to believe in it. Here's what I know. I see a guy that is nowhere near somebody that I would call a lock to be my quarterback of the future.
This is the question, right? Because do you really, truly have to consider Mendoza?
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have an awesome rest of the night. Get home safe and quick. Just a lot of extra brake lights out there on the roads, no matter where you're headed. Bumper to bumper on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Backed up across the Verrazano onto the westbound belt in Brooklyn from Flatbush Avenue. After that, no big issues at the Goethals Bridge heading into Jersey. Solid slowdowns on the LIE eastbound, heading over to Jericho Turnpike in Nassau County from right out of the Midtown Tunnel in Queens. Only easy ride to the outbound George Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, they finally cleaned up that crash involving an Amazon tractor trailer over by 3rd Avenue. Still packed there from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, stick with the lower deck, upper level, about a 20 to 30 minute ride. Outbound Lincoln, your best bet at 20 minutes. Outbound Helena, run you 30 to 40. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
For over 100 years, Slomin's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, we deliver more than just quality fuel. We deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, 24/7 service, and up to 30 days to pay your invoice. Our dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Slomin's, New York and New Jersey's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving our community for generations. Give us a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Listen up, football fans. You ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 due at signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
No gift? No problem. With Target's last-minute gifts, the holidays are a breeze. You can score on the hottest toys, beauty must-haves, chocolatey stocking stuffers, and much more. And if you need it now, no worries. Swing by any Target store today and snag all the stocking stuffers and gifts for the most magical season yet. Step into the holidays, check off everything on your list, and save big on your last-minute gifts. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
6:01 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock, and then it's Ty Butler here on ESPN New York, and Peter is on assignment, so Anthony Pusick is going to be handling ENN again from the control room.
Well,
Pusick.
Thank you, Peter.
Can we get the shot of the darkened studio, Anthony?
We absolutely can. Let me just switch this over real quick. There we go. And there. It's not under construction anymore, but it's easier for me to be sitting in here. My good friend Jacob. And, guys, congratulations on 1 year of Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. It's not the exact 1 year anniversary per se, but this is our first full calendar year doing the show.
Oh, this was when we did the soft open for a week?
We had a soft open probably, the week before Christmas, right?
Yes.
Don and Peter and you.
Well, December 8th was the holiday party where we said goodbye to Mike.
So it was probably the week after. It was probably that Monday.
We introduced Alan to our audience.
It's probably the 11th.
Still introducing me to your audience, apparently.
And I believe the soft open was the 11th, and then we worked from those 2 weeks until it was time to take off. But that we don't acknowledge that. January 6th is what we acknowledge.
Yes.
That was the official first day of the show.
Yes, we do.
As if the 2 weeks we did in the soft open didn't happen.
It's when we stood up.
That is what we acknowledge.
Yep.
What did we storm the airwaves? Is that what we said?
Yeah, we're storming the airwaves.
Well, at any rate, I'm just going to start by saying good evening to Don.
It's not going to get any bigger.
That's right. If you missed any of this loveliness, it is all over our social channels.
I love that Don did that. Like you just on the last day, you made sure.
I made sure
to just leave a mark.
What you have to understand Alan, is once you hear Drop Madness is back, this is when playoff Jordan comes out. Don knows. Don knows, without even doing it on purpose, because this is all off the top of his head, that things like this.
It is what it is. It's what God gave you.
It's just going to make me rip up everything I've done so far and have to completely reevaluate where things are going to go in Drop Madness, kind of like this.
Oh, man. I go for it on 4th down.
Just picture these NFL coaches are like a short, pudgy, bald, 50-year-old man with a Corvette.
Listen, you're lucky you score a point. You suck.
One more.
It's not going to grow.
And to Alan.
Thumbs up to that.
There you go.
That was, that's not nothing you did.
He figured it out pretty quickly, but it was very good.
You need the video.
Yes.
Because to me, it only works when you see Jalen's double take.
He looked at you like...
At first he went, oh, really? And then as he walked away, he turned like, oh, okay, you're that guy. Like it was...
You were being that guy.
It's not funny without Jalen's face.
Not
like
even
without his reaction. So, yeah.
Speaking of reactions, the NFL has reacted to something that the officials didn't see on the field yesterday, but the camera crews on CBS picked up of DK Metcalf striking, punching, hitting, whatever you'd like to call it, a fan in the stands during the game. They have decided to suspend him for 2 games without pay due to that altercation at Ford Field on Sunday. Ryan Kennedy, the fan involved in the altercation, denied that he used a racial slur, misogynistic, or hate-based language during the incident, according to a statement released by a Michigan law firm on Monday. Kennedy told the Detroit Free Press on Sunday he called Metcalf by his full name, Decalen Zacharias Metcalf. Honestly, sounds like what we would do when we give full names out to people on this show, and the middle name is not real. But Decalen Zacharias Metcalf. And that prompted the interaction where Metcalf walked over to the fan who was in the front row of the stands at Ford Field, grabbed him by his shirt and collar, and then forcefully released Kennedy, shoving him back. So I guess it was a shove. But 2-game suspension for a very important person on the Steelers and a team that's looking to win that division.
Now, I guess it's going to be a he said, unless they get, even witnesses there may have his back, may not have his back. I don't know. I don't know how much of that would be admissible in court to have a witness say, yeah, I heard him say, I guess the N-word, the C-word, these are things that were thrown around that he claims he did not say. But let's just say for sake of argument he said both of those things. Does that justify the reaction? And the answer is no. Got to be above that. Can't punch a fan. Now, we can judge him differently in the court of public opinion by saying, well, I would have done the same thing. That's terrible what that fan said. But from an NFL reaction standpoint, you can't take back the suspension if you find out that's what the fan said.
No.
There's got to be a separation. You can't do it.
You're starting to see some aggregate accounts post some videos. I'm sure if the aggregate accounts have it, I'm sure the NFL has seen every angle of this thing. So I think
other angles. Right?
I don't know him at all personally.
No.
DK?
But I would say to get that kind of reaction, if I had to guess if it was said or not, I believe it was probably said. Because I can imagine reacting that way if I were called that. Again, does not get him up from the suspension, but I think you look at it differently. You don't you? If you found that he punched him for no good reason or just being called by his full name, you'd say, all right, the guy's got a screw loose. If what he's claiming was said, you'd get it, right? You'd understand it.
I saw something earlier in the day that he's had problems with this particular fan before. That so he's gone to other games and he's egged him on, and he's alerted officials and things and security about this person. So this is a very strange story. Obviously, not great for him, not great for the Steelers.
Oh, worse for the Steelers.
And we will see how this all shakes out because he's a very important piece of that offense, no question.
I mean, if you're the Steelers, right? Like it's like, dude, we're trying to win a division here, trying to get a best playoff spot possible here. And an important part of their offense is now not available.
No, it's not good.
How about that Kenneth Gainwell catch, by the way? You guys see that one?
I still, that's unreal.
The only person that knew it was a touchdown at the beginning was Tony Romo. Because they ruled it, first of all, incomplete. Because he was falling to the ground, and they're like, there's no way he actually caught that football. But he did, got up because no one touched him, and then ran right into the end zone. It was unbelievable. It was a great catch if you haven't seen it. Check it out on social media.
I would like a rule change in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm watching that, and I was glad that there wasn't some, Fugazi, while he was raising his foot, it grazed the calf of the receiver and he's down. I think the rule should be you have to like attempt to tackle or touch him. The fact that you accidentally make contact should not be ruled down, in my opinion.
See, I agree with you. I've always found that to be strange, that it's like, that your foot kicked the leg or you fell over him. That's to me, that's weird. Like, you're not really making an attempt. It was an accidental play, and you should not be penalized as the offensive player because somebody who wasn't even trying, like, he just fell over you or something like that.
Yeah. There should be an attempt to tackle.
Any contact shouldn't count. It should be intentional contact to make the play.
I wonder if they do that, Alan, just because it makes it easier to judge, like, intent. Well, I meant to do that. I meant to take my foot and touch it. Like, that's probably why they do it.
Well, I also say that this does bring us back to that same old thing that I've said is in the old days of standard television, standard definition, how many, like, you wouldn't be able to review whether or not a player was touched or not. How many plays in the past would have been called back?
A bunch.
The player was, like you see right there, his shoelace grazed across his forearm. Now he's down. Like, you'd never have that then.
Mm-mm.
But now because of 4K, we can see the shoelace or whatever it is that makes contact, that now all of a sudden play is dead. So, again, technology's great until it takes away a touchdown.
Now, if we had that technology, like, with AI.
To go back?
To go back. Like the Franco Harris immaculate reception. Right?
Yeah.
There are many people that believe that ball touched the ground. There is not an angle that shows that. Said he caught it clean. Franco still claimed to his dying day that he caught it clean. But with AI, just by the trajectory of the ball, they were able to reenact that and show that the ball touched the ground. Would you want to see that? Yes. Or do you want it to be that I can't prove it, but to go back in time and say that the Raiders were wrong?
Look, we see it with the Jeffrey Mayer play. It would clearly have been.
Well, listen, you know what the Jeffrey Mayer play? You didn't need AI. You needed eyes. Okay?
You only needed,
I swear to
you needed
God.
You didn't need AI. You needed 2 eyes. That's brilliant, Don.
I've worked at the Fan at the time. God love the Yankee Fan. But, like, working the overnight where the weirdos come out sometimes, right? And calling on the overnight show. I watched it a million. He would not have caught that ball. It would have gone.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
He interfered. All right. Hey. Happens. I'm not taking back the championship. The Yankees went on to win the next, 3 of the next 4 championships. Like, but dude, that was not all.
Don,
all
you
right,
talk about
Carrasco would have caught the ball. Stop it.
The reverse is if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Oh,
Kevin Durant's foot. They'll live in infamy.
But it was
the Bucks
on the
went
line.
on to win the championship. Who's to say if the Nets win that series off that shot? If the Nets don't go on to win a championship, they could have.
With the shoe half size too big.
Oh my God!
But it was
the
on
fact
the
that
line,
you
though.
could, but the fact that you had to zoom in. It's technology 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You wouldn't have been able to see that. They called it a 3. It would have stayed a 3. Don, I'm saying, like, that's.
No, you're right.
Would you rather know, or would you rather not know something of that minute detail?
See, that's what I'm asking. Is that if you were to go back in time,
Does it benefit me or not?
If you're a Raider fan, right, of a certain age, would it make you feel better or worse if they were able to prove that Franco Harris didn't catch the ball?
Yeah.
Would you feel like justified, like I told you he didn't catch the ball, or would it make you sick knowing that you would have advanced, not the Steelers?
Yeah.
Maybe you win a Super Bowl, not the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd want to know.
Well, again, think about what happens with ABS in baseball. How many in the history of the World Series, a called strike 3, Tino Martinez went through that. A called strike 3 versus a ball. Well, now we'll know for sure. You can't watch it back now and see it. Oh, yeah, that should have been a strike. Well, the umpire got it wrong. Oh, well, got to keep playing. Right? But now it's going to be a definitive. And if you went back in time and framed it, and I don't know, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I feel like that ignorance is bliss, but they're gonna figure out that technology, and there's going to be a big, documentary on all the things that would have been different.
It changes history, though. It changes your view on history. So,
guys, we have a ruling that we have to get to that we have not yet done because it has been a busy day today. But Jarv DM'd me, I think, on Saturday.
Okay.
He had picks from Peter. I also got a text from Peter after the show on Friday saying, hey, really sick, not feeling great, we'll get you the picks. He did not know that right after the show we tweeted out that the picks would not count because we did give him a deadline. He didn't get them.
That's right.
So I have a question. And Jarvis put out the graphic as unofficial results because at the moment they are unofficial. To recap from this weekend, Allen went 2-1. He got 3 points. He hit with the Bears and the Patriots, lost on the Lions as his 3-point pick.
Killer.
Don got 4 points. The Ram hook helped him tremendously on Thursday night, as we know. He got a win with the Patriots, just like Allen, and also like Allen lost with the Lions, but he got 4 points. He's now 25-23 on the season with 49 points. Allen, 21-27 with 40 points. Before the Patriots' miraculous comeback last night, it looked like we could have counted Peter's picks and it would have mattered because he wasn't going to win any. He had the Packers who lost, the Dolphins, which you could tell he was sick because I don't know how you pick plus 4.5 on the Dolphins. We'll have to ask him that maybe next year when we figure out what he was thinking there. But he did get the Patriots with his 3-point pick. So, if these count, Peter would get 3 points. Peter would be 1-2 on the week. My question to you guys is, do we count the picks?
I think you just have to. We know the picks. What are we going to play reindeer games? It wasn't like there's questions on whether he sent them in after the games were final.
No, he did not. That's for sure.
Now, I will say this. Congestion doesn't make it hard to text.
No.
You know, if he was going through other illnesses, you can understand. He just couldn't breathe.
Yep.
But I'm only one vote, but I say just let him have it.
Alan, what do you think? What is your ruling on this?
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, so here's what we're going to do.
Wait a minute. No, if you had to say something.
No.
Don't not care.
So he's neutral on it. Here's
No, it's not neutral.
No,
it's not neutral.
He
It's
sounds
none.
like he wants to be that guy and say don't allow it. So that's what you should vote.
Well, that's split either way.
It doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
What I'm saying is it doesn't matter.
Allen has a 9-point lead.
If I want to fight it, it doesn't matter. So
Allen's got a 9-point lead on Peter. My thing would be this. If there is a chance that he and someone else are tied at the end of the year, instead of a tiebreaker of most 3-point picks or most wins, Peter loses any automatic tiebreaker at the end of the year.
I like that.
That would be his punishment.
Fair compromise. I like that.
It's like winning in a shootout should hurt you.
So I think that's what we're going to go with.
I like
the picks will count. If there is a tie at the end of the year, whether it be first, second, whatever, Peter loses that tiebreaker no matter what.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That is what we're going with. That is our decision. I will tweet that out in a minute here when I get to the next story. The Kansas Chiefs. The Chiefs announced Monday that they have entered into an agreement with the state of Kansas to play their games there beginning in 2031. The announcement comes after Kansas lawmakers approved a proposal Monday to help pay for a new domed stadium for the team. Somebody with sense has decided it's a good idea to make a dome. The Chiefs have been seeking a new stadium to replace the popular but aging Arrowhead Stadium. The agreement includes a $3 billion dome stadium to be built in Wyandotte County and a new Chiefs headquarters in Olathe, Kansas. Will they be called the Kansas Chiefs? That's what I want to know.
No.
No. Are they called the New Jersey Giants?
That's right.
That's true.
Are they called the New Jersey Jets?
No,
it can
maybe
be done.
Maybe that's what they need.
But the dome is smart on many levels, as we know. Unfortunately, in New York, we didn't think a dome would be smart. Idiots.
No, you want the real it's weather, it's winter sport.
Why would we want Final Fours and other major events that you can hold here?
Because actually, if you were going to build a team in the image of the stadium, the Jets and Giants should be playing in a dump. Well, they do already. MetLife.
Well, what are you talking about? Yeah, it sure looks like a dumpster.
The air conditioner with the Venetian blinds.
God, you know what? The Giants did win a Super Bowl playing there, and the Jets did go to, I think, the second championship game because the first season was 2010, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Citi Field and Yankee Stadium was 2009. I think MetLife Stadium was 2010.
Right.
But really, when you look at that, might have been the first of just many awful decisions by both franchises.
Maybe that's what set it off, right? I like I said, how do you come to a decision? We don't want to spend the extra money on a dome because why would we want to be in the Super Bowl rotation? They gave you one, almost out of that agreement. Fine, we'll give you one. All right, we'll throw you one. But if they had a dome stadium, like Kansas City, you could make the argument of, well, we can now host Super Bowls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Detroit can. Why can't we? So there's that. So New York, why wouldn't you want to have a Super Bowl in New York more than once, like every X amount of years? Be phenomenal.
Well, the bigger question, though.
But no, you can't do that because you can't depend on the weather. They got lucky the year they had the Super Bowl. Didn't we get a snowstorm right after it?
Again, Roger Goodell in the NFL has a deal with God.
You think, well, God?
Because I almost died. I actually tweeted out a picture of
you shoveling snow?
No.
Oh, no.
Of Jack Nicholson from The Shining when he froze to death.
Yeah.
When I was sideline reporter for the Ranger Islander game at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, the Winter Classic.
That was the Stadium Series.
Stadium Series.
That was on the Wednesday.
That was 2009?
That was no. That was 2014.
14. Okay, it was 14.
That was when the Super Bowl. That was the week leading into the Super Bowl in New York.
Yep.
The Devils and the Rangers played at Yankee Stadium on a Saturday. I believe it was a Wednesday. The Wednesday before, it was Islanders, Rangers, and it was freezing. And I'm thinking to myself, this is. And then all of a sudden, it was like 70.
Yeah.
When they did the Super Bowl on Sunday, went back to like, I think it snowed the next day. So clearly, Roger Goodell knows God.
I was there too, Don. Zach was one
Yankee Stadium.
Zach was one of the little kids skating on the mini rink during the game. Yeah,
that is cool.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
And it was freezing.
Oh my
God!
God!
A great picture of him on the ice in his gear, the Islander stuff that they gave him, and Yankee State, like the whole facade behind him. It's one of those.
That was a
confluence
cool
kind of pictures.
That was a cool experience.
Awesome.
Rangers still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, in outdoor games, and have another chance.
Maybe they should have an outdoor. Just build an outdoor rink. Play out there.
It might help. I think that against the Panthers, that streak might be broken, but we'll see. The NBA and FIBA said Monday they'll start the process of engaging with teams and owners about joining their planned new league in Europe next month. The league will offer both permanent spots and a, quote, merit-based pathway to qualifying on an annual basis through FIBA's Basketball Champions League. See, they already have a Champions League. Why do we need one in the NBA Cup? Or an end-of-season tournament, the side said. Every team in the FIBA-affiliated European League would have a chance to qualify. Alan, do you like this? Is it fun? Is it something that you think is going to gain traction to the point that we'll be talking about it on this show? Do me and Don need an NBA Europe team?
No.
Okay.
They're trying. Obviously, it's globalizing the sport, and obviously a way to have. It's a very popular sport in Europe. Not as popular as soccer, of course, but still. See, it's funny. On both continents, you will be outdueled by football, but at least you're expanding your reach. It is a way to get way more revenue into the league, which is what they want. Value your franchises is what you want. And we're talking, this is going to take years for it to really take. But there could be a time 15, 20 years from now where your world championship does involve those teams as well and a legit world championship. So I do think that's the vision. That might end up being Adam Silver's legacy. Is truly globalizing the sport, the league, not just the sport.
Something to keep an eye on. It's interesting.
Now, remember, a lot of the soccer teams also have basketball teams under the same brand. So the brands are very strong. And it's a matter of now seeing if they can have them all come together and join the NBA. That's the vision. We'll see if it happens.
Because I guess when was it, Anthony, who had the list of the most popular sports in the world?
Most popular sports in the world.
And somebody had it, and it was like basketball is like third or fourth.
Yeah, but cricket and soccer are way up there.
But like hockey was above basketball, so I think they want to try to grow it as much as they can.
Yeah,
but I just don't ever want to see an NBA team in Europe or an NFL team in Europe. I cannot imagine that will ever work, ever.
Well, what if they play? They're a separate conference. You don't even play them. Maybe like there's a couple of crossover games, but not many. They're just completely other entity.
How are you going to get players? I'm not trying to.
Well, they have European players.
Europe.
They have their players.
So what do you have the list, Jacob? What was it again?
Yeah, it's according to the World Atlas. Football, which is soccer, 3.5 billion fans. Cricket is second with 2.5 billion fans, and basketball is third with 2.2 billion fans. Wow. Hockey comes in at fourth with 2 billion fans. And then
I don't know how they figure that out.
And then everything tails off. Tennis at $1 billion, volleyball at $900 million, and table tennis at $850.
It's like the Nielsen ratings. They just asked everybody.
Table tennis.
Table tennis. Wow,
that's intense.
But so you're saying just how competitive can they be? Maybe one day, I guess. But if you had a team of all European players, would they be competitive with the rest of the NBA?
Well, think about it. If you're Luka Doncic,
yeah,
you could still play in the NBA, but now you can play at home. And you'd be like you'd still be as big as you are, but now you'd be home.
No, I get it.
Where you'd be walking on water.
So you would have like a division, right?
The French guys playing in Paris. You think they wouldn't rather play in Paris?
So if you had a 6-team European division, right?
Okay.
And you'd have to fill it out with rosters of 15 all European players.
Well, it wouldn't have to be all European players. Maybe you get some American players.
Okay.
Maybe someone would want to play there. Get opportunity. You'd be a part of the draft.
Interesting idea.
I think at some point, look, you can't do it right away, but at some point, I do think that's like part of the hope.
Well, I listen. We never thought there would be a day in hockey that you would see, Russians playing in the league and dominating. Remember,
there you go.
It wasn't even that long ago. Oh, these Russians are okay, but none of them can play defense. None of them can be physical. You'll never get a goaltender. They've checked every box there, right? So it took 30 years. When did the Devils bring over Fetisov? That was like, what, 87, 88?
Late 80s, yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't play until like in the 90s.
Wasn't it right after that Olympics? That the 88 Olympics? Wasn't it? Wasn't that when
I think
it started
was right,
happening?
Yeah.
The defections. So
and Starkov was the other guy. He
didn't make it out.
Stay with the Devils too long, but Fetisov ended up being a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah,
and
pretty
Fedorov
good.
is probably one of the the greatest Russian players ever.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second here and
take your time.
That is ENN.
Yeah, that was a strange pull.
Well, it was a strange pull.
Not Fedorov, but the first one.
Fetisov?
Not Fetisov.
Starkov.
Everybody knows Fetisov.
Starkov was the strange.
Slava Fenisov.
That was pretty cool. No, but hey, listen, that could be the trivia question. Who were the first New Jersey Devils on the cover of Sports Illustrated? It was Fetisov and Starkov.
Wow.
I don't think there was another one until Jason Arnott, and then that was it. That's all you got.
And no more.
That was very
good.
good.
By the way, good ENN.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Last
And guys,
ENN
have great holidays.
It is the last. Well, we'll talk to you. Maybe not on the air, but we'll talk. We still have 34 minutes of the show.
Oh, we're not done?
No.
Jesus.
No, I told you there are no locals today. 1-800-919-3776.
I'm opening a bottle.
This is like literally the last call crew of 2025. So whatever on your mind, tons happening. You're a disgruntled Met fan. That McNeil's now an A. The person that should be upset about that is McNeil, quite frankly. Where's he playing? Sacramento for the foreseeable future. We've got the Jets. We've got the Giants. So much on the table to talk about with you on Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hey guys, the holidays are here, and I want to tell you about Amazon Pickup, the ultimate convenience play. We all know Amazon is part of everyday life, but Amazon Pickup takes it to the next level, especially during the holiday rush. If you're on the go like me, you could send your orders to a secure Amazon Pickup location that works best for you. It's a great way to keep gifts a secret until it's time to wrap them. Life doesn't slow down this time of year. Amazon lockers and counters are located near you, so no matter where your day takes you, your package is ready when you are. For me, Amazon Pickup gives me the flexibility to grab gifts and packages on my schedule, whether it's on a quick lunchtime break, during my commute, or while the baby naps. It's simple. Order online, and at checkout, just choose the pickup location that's most convenient. You'll get an email confirmation when it's ready with instructions to pick it up. Quick, secure, and always at no cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
St. John's is back in action at home against Harvard. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:40 on the ESPN New York app.
One in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
My name's Brian Windhurst, and I've seen a lot of good offense in my life. If you're looking to initiate some offense of your own against your high-interest credit card debt, I'm letting you know a SoFi personal loan might be the play. A SoFi personal loan could be quite the triple threat with low fixed rates, no fees required, and as soon as the same day funding. View your rate for a SoFi personal loan at SoFi.com/offense. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/offense. NMLS 696891.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Well, it's Christmas time again.
There's so much going on. Got a lot of sports. That the NHL will shut down after tomorrow's games. I'll be out on the island for the Islanders and the Devils. Rangers are taking on the Capitals. The NBA will play on Christmas,
of course,
and good on them. Because it's easy to tap out because the NFL's got their 3 games, 2 on Netflix and 1 on Amazon. But you end up getting a Christmas where like none of those games are really any good, right?
Because of injuries and situations.
Well, Cowboys and Commanders, both teams are mathematically eliminated.
Done.
So granted, they've got fans, and I'm sure it'll do a good number, but nothing that it's going to be earth-shattering. And then that'll be followed by the Lions and the Vikings. Vikings are done. Lions are on a respirator at this point. Mm-hmm. And then the late game is Denver and Kansas City, which on the surface would have been an absolute gem, but Kansas City's eliminated. They'll be on their 3rd quarterback, and they're already like a double-digit dog in that game. So, the NBA kind of sticking to their guns, and they've got the promos, and LeBron saying it's our day. Listen, it still stinks that they kind of had their day taken from them by the NFL, but this might be the one year where their numbers could still be very strong because these are not 3 great games. And with them all being on an app, I think the NBA, keeping that is still good for them.
That's probably the key, right? It's not on networks. That's got to be the key to this whole thing, no?
Yes.
I mean, the fact that you're on ABC, right? That you're on
ESPN.
You're getting that versus having to go to apps and having to bounce around. Again, who knows? They are very similar audiences, so we'll see. It is also one of those things with Christmas where you're putting it on. You're putting it on the background, it's similar to Thanksgiving, right? But if there's games like that, you're like, I can't miss this game. Now, Knicks fans are used to tuning in at 12, noon, Knicks Cavs. You're probably still going through presents and whatever it is, maybe the second round by then, who knows. Yeah. So, that's on your background. But out of the games that are on the slate for Christmas Day, the one that I feel like is you don't want to miss this has got to be the middle game, the Spurs Thunder game at 2:30.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right?
And that's
Like
right in
that
the
feels
wheelhouse,
like
yeah.
the one that if you can't miss it, it's got to be that one. The Warriors haven't been very good this year, so they're playing the Mavs. Rockets Lakers could be interesting, but like to me, Spurs Thunder's the one that you want to watch because they had such a great semifinal in the NBA
Right.
Cup.
And what you're doing then, if you're out and about, you're at grandma's house,
Sure.
or you're at your aunt's house, whoever's having Thanksgiving. Hey, it's easy just throw on ABC, throw on ESPN. But does grandma have Netflix? Do they have? Everybody seems to have Amazon, and everybody seems to have Netflix. But there's certain. Like I go to my mom's house. If I'm not, I'm going to my brother's. But
Yeah.
if I had gone to there'd be no football. She does not have one of those TVs, so it would be the basketball on or nothing at all.
Right.
But I like, because I think one of the mistakes the NHL made, and they probably did the homework and maybe ultimately did the right thing, was by shifting the Winter Classic off of New Year's Day. If a big bowl game, when they started playing playoff games in college football,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we're going to do it on the 2nd, or we're going to do it on the 3rd. All right, now you lost a day. There was a cachet where you wanted to own that day.
Right.
New Year's Day was your day, and especially since college got away from that because of the playoffs. But then they started shifting it around, and then it kind of loses its cachet a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NBA, I'm sure they took a hit, and they'll take a hit some years when the NFL's got a great triple header. But just own Christmas. That's yours. Your diehard fans know it's there, and I think sticking to their guns there, I think, was a good idea. 1-800-919-3776. Always a pleasure to welcome in Griffin in Connecticut. How are you, sir?
Hey guys, first off, happy holidays to you, Jacob, Anthony, and Peter.
Sure.
Even though he's not with you guys, but he'll hear it, I bet.
I doubt it, but we'll pass it
What,
along.
Peter?
Happy holidays to you guys.
Yeah, all the best to you and your family, Griff.
I just want to talk about some of these fans that get upset when things are not going right away. I think the baseball fans and the Yankee fans, they want things to happen now. And because it's not happening now, they think they're not going to do anything and stuff, and that Bellinger's gone and all this and stuff. This off season is completely slow. It could be called cold stove and not hot stove.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Because it's so cold. There's nothing really going on. And Michael talks all this high on Scott Boras. To me, I think Scott Boras, you talk about how he's such a great owner and stuff, great agent for his players. He's asking for too much with a bunch of these guys. And he's trying to look for the best out of all these guys. But I don't think he's getting all these guys. What he wants for Cody Bellinger, he's not getting. And he's looking for so much out of every single person. And it's why his players last so long is because he's asking for a lot when they're not worth it, really.
Well, or worth the money he's asking for. He's outlived his usefulness. He used to have all the information. Now he's got the same information everybody else has. And this pending CBA, I'm telling you, is a thing. And Griffin, happy holidays, and thanks for the phone call. It's a thing. Now, do I think they'll lock the players out in 26? No, because all the owners, are making money and they don't want to cut off their nose to spite their face. But they are going to go to the mat, I think, for the salary cap, and they've got plenty of evidence that it could work with the other three sports. With the way that it's gotten out of hand with the Dodgers and their money, that you're going to see some big market owners, including the Yankees, fighting for this thing. And the question is, Alan, how far are they willing to go on the mat? Because these are the players. Their union is as strong as U.S. Steel. So are they willing to sacrifice a season or deep into a season the way the NHL did to get that salary cap? And if there is one, Alan, even if they do grandfather some things in, there are going to be certain teams that are not going to be locked into big contracts that they think can really hurt them in the future. I think they want to see what the landscape looks like, and there's too much unknown right now to start going in long-term with certain players and having it hurt them down the road.
Yeah, I also think that we have to remember, too, Scott Boras does this with clients, and a lot of the clients end up waiting a long time to get paid. And, Alonso went through it last offseason, where it ended up where I got to take a 1 year. I got to bet on myself. Boras will wait it out because he'll tell them, have patience, the market will set, teams will get desperate, you'll get as close to what you're asking for. Rather than signing early and just feeling comfortable with it. No, get every last dollar. So teams know this. And we also know, by the way, that 4 teams always involved? Like, there's only like a handful of teams that are involved in the higher-end clients anyway.
Right.
The rest of the league is paralyzed
Yankees,
because of it.
And the Yankees seem to be out, right? The Yankees are always one of those teams. And now the Yankees, they don't look like they're spending a lot of money. Stearns looks like he's somebody that when he wants somebody, he'll pay, but not. There's no more drunken sailors anymore.
Yeah.
There's no more owners that are in their 90s who want to win that championship before they die.
Yeah.
Like we saw that in San Diego. We saw it in Washington. When Huizinga was spending big money and then purging and spending big money and purging. Like a lot of those, it's the Dodgers right now and, maybe the Mets, the Phillies. But it seems like more and more teams are working within a budget, and maybe they spent last year and they're not going to spend this year. And you're right, there have been times spring training comes and 4 or 5 of Boras' clients still haven't landed on a team. And it certainly affects them long term. Let's go to Tim in Stroudsburg. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, happy holidays, Alan and Don.
You too,
happy
man.
Holidays.
Oh, thank you. I'm 60 years old. Giants fan all my life. My dilemma is, I hear all the callers' frustration with regards to the level of play the Giants, the product they have on the field. We look horrible. Everybody's frustrated. Don blew a vessel earlier, rightfully so. I understand. But I want to. My question is, taking into consideration, we're going to have to get a new coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, possibly GM. Now here comes a new system. The guys have to learn into the system. They have to buy into the coach's new football ideology. Who's going to step up as captain and galvanize these guys and teach them how to be pros? Who's going to talk to Dart and tell them, kid, you have all the athletic ability in the world. Now you have to get the cerebral part of the game is learn how to go down, learn how to throw the ball out of bounds. Are we looking for a Patriot-like a situation with a Vrabel-type coach that can turn this around right away? Yes. Or should we be content with at least getting this team going in the right direction with a 500 season and more frustration? And that's my dilemma. Before I go, Don, I remember last week you said you didn't have a comeback when someone said, hey, what do you say when they say, hey, happy wife, happy life? Well, I got a comeback for that one, Don.
What's that?
The comeback is happy spouse, happy house.
You know what? That's a good one. All right, then at least the husband gets some sort of a say, right?
Because nothing rhymes with husband.
There you go. One last thing. Guys, I commute 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day, each way, back and forth to work. You don't understand the impact you guys have on us out here in the commute. You relieve all the stress. You make riding home a pleasure. You guys are the best with what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless. Happy holidays to all of you. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much, Tim. We
Thank
appreciate
you, Tim.
that.
All the best to you and your family.
These are always fun shows to do and important shows to do because you do want to have that chance to, to say goodbye. And we know how busy you guys are. Many of you are driving home and you got traffic to deal with and heading to the mall or getting this. And you rely on us to be there for you. And we try to be there for you as often as we can. We didn't get to it because we had so much going on today with the Mets news, and thanks to Jordan Raanan for joining us, and the Binge and ENN. But Aaron Glenn, some interesting things said.
Oh boy,
let's hear from him before we get out of Dodge. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg take up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Discover a driving experience crafted to inspire. At Garden City Mazda, exceptional design and sophisticated performance come together. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month for 33 months. Or the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for $239 a month for 33 months. Both with $49.95 due at signing. It's the Mazda More to Move You sales event at Garden City Mazda. At Garden City Mazda, expect the exceptional.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing stacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
We're going to end
this
the year.
Yeah, I think we have to play this. Come on, we had a 4-hour show. How do we not play it? Aaron Glenn's got a message for the fans.
Why?
To me, I will continue to say, just don't let go of the rope. Because there is a plan, there is a vision. From day one, we've been trying to set the foundation of what we want this team to be. And a lot of that is from in-house perspective for the most part. You still have a number of things that you have to go through as far as, making sure that everybody understands exactly what you're trying to accomplish when what type of team do you want to be. And our guys know that. They do. But listen, we have to continue to work on that. Between me and Moose, we got to continue to, players that we want. That whole deal is something that we continue to look at.
Yeah, thank you. We're good. We're good.
Wow. Hold on. You got to find another
tall
analogy,
tree and
right?
a short rope, please. Somebody.
But
this is I know he means well, and I know he's trying to inspire fans. This is not the time, Aaron. Aaron, just end the season. Just end the season. That's what the acronym for Jets is. Just end it. Just get to the off season, please. They won 3 out of 5, and suddenly the things were turning. In the last 3 games, you've been outscored 111-36. You have 2 touchdowns, 2.
But
guess what else? Guess what you haven't done? You haven't intercepted one pass. Nobody's ever done that in the history of football.
That's
in
pretty
15
incredible.
weeks. Nobody's done that.
That's incredible.
So just stop telling me about, hang on, it's going to go. No, you know what? Less, just talk less, work more.
I hate.
Don't tell me, show me.
I hate when people say this, but sometimes you have to say it. Is like, what do you want him to say? Because
Not
again,
that.
But
that.
I can listen, rope is not a good analogy. The
Bad
way these fans take
idea,
things
man.
seriously.
Bad idea.
But what he's telling you is that, hey, I'm not.
Hey, guys. Hey, this is what he's saying. Hey, guys, listen. I know it's been a tough season. Don't drop the radio in the bathtub yet. All right, just hang on.
Well, because
what do you want me to do here?
There's no way to say it without aggravating you, because the difference between him and Alan Hahn
is
that Allen was here the previous 14 years this team missed the playoffs. All right? Glenn and Muji, this is year 1. You're looking at it as year 15. They're looking at it as year 1. So I know it's hard to tell fans that have been waiting since literally 1968 for a championship and are in year 15 of them missing the playoffs. But honestly, that's not Aaron Glenn's fault. This year is Glenn's fault. This year is Muji's fault because they were in charge. But what Glenn's trying to tell you is, hey, listen, I'm not Rex Ryan. I'm not Todd Bowles. I'm not Adam Gase. I'm not Robert Saleh. All right? This year was not what we hoped for, but honestly, what more did you think it was going to be? Hang in there, and listen, if it doesn't work out, you'll get fired like all the other coaches were fired. But he's trying to tell you to hang on, that there is a plan. We don't know, but what else is he going to say? He can't tell you, give up, quit, tune in next year. So this is what he has to say. And he's a former player, so he doesn't understand the concept of what fans go through.
Well, then he's being coached poorly, because
that I can't
those
disagree
questions
with.
are coming. Well, what would you say to the fan base right now? What would I say to him? I would tell him, thank you for being here, and we're working like hell to get this right.
Hey,
but thank you. That's all you say. Don't start to. Don't get. I don't. You know what? I don't need. I don't need like Tony Robbins. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just need you to just get to work.
But you made a great point, because I don't expect him to know, because he's a player. Players are not fans, all right? So he doesn't get it. I'm telling you, I've dealt, and Allen as well, has dealt with enough players. Most of them don't get the whole fan thing. They don't even care if you show up or not. They got a job to do, all right? He's a former player who's got a job to do. So he's not thinking about trying to empathize with the fans and what they're going through. But PR's got to tell him, listen, don't even go with the analogies. Say, thank you for being there. We're going to try to get it right. I'm not Rex. I'm not Todd Bowles. I'm not any of the other coaches. I'm Aaron Glenn. This year has been bad. I'm sick as much as you are. We're going to get to work in the offseason. And guess what? If we're sitting here next December with the same record, then I'm going to be out. So I'm motivated to get it better. Hang in there. We'll try to get there. But, the analogies, hold on to the rope and all that. You're not talking to some rookie out of Clemson trying to make the team.
Right.
You're talking to a fan that's disgusted with himself for how many years he's wasted watching your football team.
It really is amazing. It's almost like the smartest thing to do in these moments is to acknowledge you have every right to be frustrated. You have every right to doubt us. You have every right to feel like this is the same old, because our record tells you it's the same old. You have every right to feel the way you do, and we're working like hell to change it. But I can't tell you how to feel right now. Yeah. You're the ones that have put in all the time. I just got here. And that's what you say. You cannot give me a motivational speech when you're 3-12.
Yeah, the thing that sucks really is that, as bad as it is for the Giants, the cover of the yearbook next year will have Jackson Dart on it, right? Or whoever their new coach is going to be. They'll be able to sell that optimism. But the Jets, what player are you hanging your hat on? Even I guess they would put Aaron Glenn on it, but he'll be coming off of a 3-win season.
What are you doing?
Get
him running down the sideline. That was the highlight of the season.
They're so lucky, Alan. They're so lucky that they have the fan base that they have Giants to. Because they're so diehard, and it's so woven into the generations of fans here.
Yeah.
But God, they're so, and they've lost. I know they've lost fans, and they certainly lost season ticket holders with how poorly they played over the last few years, both teams. But they'll never get fans to completely give up, and they'll come back because it's the Giants and Jets fan bases are tremendous. They've been through so much. All the New York fans, like you could say the same thing. Ranger fans, Knicks fans, right?
Well, we went through a whole calendar year, once again, without a championship, right?
Yeah.
We are through another year.
No offense to the Gothams. And,
No.
And
The four major sports is what we always reference here, and everybody should know that by now. It's just the way it is. But it's true. Another calendar year, the four major sports have not produced a championship. And we're in another football season where the local teams have been cheeks, garbage, terrible, whatever you want to say. They've been
really bad.
And I'm just wondering, Don, as we all hope to be back together a year from now doing our, last show before the holidays like we always do, is will we be in the same place? Will one of them get it right? And we start talking about, hey, at the very least, Don, one of the teams, we're going into week 16 and we're going, they get 2 wins, they can make it. Like they're right there. Like that's what I'm wondering.
When you look at the Jets' schedule, they're going to have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL in 2026. And even if they get a bridge quarterback, it's not going to be, Aaron Rodgers from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And the Giants, listen, they're going to have a new coach, a new general manager, and there's going to be a lot of rebuilding to do. So the answer is going to be no. They're not winning. It'll just be a case of, can you play a meaningful game in December? That's all we're asking for.
Right.
You get to December, after Thanksgiving, whatever the games are after Thanksgiving, are you playing a meaningful game, or is it another one of those hoping to tank for picks and all that? I don't know. I cannot say that in the affirmative.
No,
Can
we
you?
can't. You can't. There's no way you could. You could try, but you'd be fooling yourself and everybody else. It's only just a matter of now. I have so much curiosity. Who'll be playing quarterback for the Jets? Who'll be coaching the Giants? Will either of these teams get it right in the calendar year of 2026, where you have free agency, a draft, and a whole new season to play? But another year where football, the biggest thing in America,
I know,
and New York can't get it right.
New York can't get out of its own way. It's been an amazing year. To go from the Michael Kay show to this show has been phenomenal. It's always kind of strange when you're so used to something. But we've gotten in the habit of the way that we communicate and have gotten to know each other through the show. We've known each other off the air for so long, but the chemistry has been amazing. It's been. Can't wait to talk to you in 2026 and do this all over again.
God bless you, man. I've enjoyed every minute of this, and I'm looking forward to another year of it as we just keep building this thing. And thanks to everybody for listening. Be safe tomorrow. The weather's going to be tough. Donnie, I'll see you on the island tomorrow night.
I'm looking forward to it. UBS, that's where I'll be. Of course, Anthony Pusick and Jacob Perry and John Winthrop and all the other people outside, all the work that they do as well to make us what we are. We will talk to you again on January 2nd. Ty Butler's next.
Ox Spine and New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of